Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final night of action here on Easter Sunday, the British Swimming Championships 2023. It has been an amazing week of racing, and it finishes later on tonight. We're going to be crowning 6 new British champions, and what a great night of racing to finish the week off. But before we get into it, we're going to take a look at last night, because last night was amazing. We had 6 finals last night as well, which started with that men's 800-meter freestyle. So let's take a look. We saw Dan Jervis. He was our British champion in that race. He's had a great week. He's punched his ticket to the World Championships in Japan later on this year. And he finished off his program with that 800 and another gold, which was awesome. We then moved on to our next race, which was the women's 50-meter backstroke. A great race as well, very fast, furious. But Lauren Cox, of course, just pipping Meddy Harris to the post there. It was such a close one. I think it was about .04 or .05 between them. So just a fingernail, but it was a wonderful one to watch. Moving on to the men's 50-meter freestyle, we saw Ben Proud take to the pool for the first time. He held on to that title once again. He's current reigning world champion, and he put in a fantastic performance last night. After that, we moved on to the women's 400-meter freestyle. Freya Colbert, ladies and gentlemen, she has had a cracking week. She had an amazing 400-meter IM. She also won the women's 800, and she finished it off with that 400 as well. It's been wonderful to watch her race. Moving past that, we moved into the men's 200-meter individual medley. Tom Dean and Duncan Scott, a great finish to their race as well. Tom Dean just pipping out Duncan to that title. It was a wonderful one to watch. And we finished, which was, in my opinion, the race of the night. It was the women's 200-meter individual medley. Katie Shanahan and Abby Wood, they battled it out from the start. But, of course, Katie Shanahan managing to take that title. Both of them went, well, Katie Shanahan went under that qualification time, and Abby Wood under that consideration. So it was a fantastic way to end the night. Tonight, we have 6 more events. Now, in each of these events, you're going to see 4 finals. I'm just going to break it down quickly for you, and hopefully, if you're watching at home, this is going to make it clearer for you. We have a junior final and a priority Paris final. These are for our younger athletes. We love getting them in the pool, giving them a chance to partake in a final, get them experience, and help develop them as they move into those senior ranks. Then we move on to our A and B finals. Now, out of the A final, we find our British champion, okay? But the top 16 times A and B finals from this morning's heats are going to be battling it out in that pool for that all-important title of British champion. Now, before we get into tonight's racing, you've been hearing them all week. I'd love to bring them in. I've got some very special guests. It's Amy Wilmot and Andy Jameson. Hi, guys. What a week it's been.
Yeah, it's been amazing, the British Championships so far. For me, night 1, we started off really well, and we've just kept the ball rolling for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there has been some amazing swims this week, and for me, what I've really enjoyed is watching some of those younger swimmers come up as well. So I want to come to both of you and sort of say, what were your highlights this week?
I think a little bit biased, but the women's 400 individual medley on day 1 was amazing. Those girls last year were really nowhere near that consideration and qualifying time for the World Championships, and they came here, took 3 or 4 seconds off their personal best, punched their ticket to Japan, so really good start, and I love that battle between Freya and Katie right to the finish.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you watching those events as well as your event, that 4 a.m., does it ever make you miss this?
I missed it a little bit last year. I think this year I've been quite happy just sitting on the side, knowing that the 400 medley is in good hands with those 2 girls.
I know, it's wonderful to watch. You're a mum now. You haven't been in the pool in a while, though, have you, Ames?
No, I definitely don't think I could finish 400 individual medley, so don't ask.
Well, maybe we'll give it a crack after the finals tonight. Andy, let's bring you in as well. I think it's wonderful to everyone to finally see your face. We've been hearing your voice for years at Swimming. For you, what has been your highlight of this whole week?
Well, I do love seeing the big guys step up, and Amy was talking about on the ladies' side. On the men's side, of course, Dan Jervis's 1500 was outstanding, but I just love watching when the pressure's on and somebody really gets in the pool and delivers. Jacob Peters was pretty impressive on that 100 fly, 0.4 of a second lifetime best to win that, and that was a properly world-class time, so that was really good. Love to see Ollie Morgan, the opportunity there on that sprint backstroke. He's won the 50, he's won the 100. He's got the 200 tonight. Could we see a clean sweep on the backstroke? That would be interesting. Men's medley was outstanding. Men's 100 free was outstanding. That Dean against Scott. But it's just been a fantastic meet to commentate on.
And just to touch on Oliver Morgan there, what I've loved about him when he came in here and was chatting to me in the studio, he really only started focus on swimming really like 18 months ago. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do in the future.
Indeed, and I think that lead-off of the men's medley relay, if we can get Adam back and fit and happy for Paris next year, that first leg of that medley relay so important. If we can get a 52 point from someone, maybe it's Luke Greenbank, maybe it's Ollie.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I mean, that would be absolutely tremendous. So it's very, very exciting to see somebody so raw, but actually his skills are very good. Yeah. Looking forward to the 200 tonight and see how he does that one.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes. And I know, Amy, you know, you came in, you joined us last week, joined this team. You now sort of solidified yourself in this commentary team. Are you enjoying it? You having a good time? You're on this side of the pool now.
Yeah, I really enjoy being here. It's nice to still be involved. I know I'm totally on the other side, but I feel like I've been at the British Championships last year, even though I was just up there commentating. And we've had some brilliant races, and tonight, really looking forward to what we've got to finish with.
It's going to be amazing. And before we get into it, I'm going to let you do the honors, because this is the last time we're doing this. When our spectators were coming in, they could get a raffle. One of our sponsors, Speedo, has donated a Speedo bag full of goodies, and one of our spectators is going to get it. So Andy, why don't you do this?
Drum roll, please.
What is it?
113.
113. So if you're one of our spectators and you have the Duck 113, make your way over to the DJ booth up there at the end of the pool. You got yourself a Speedo bag full of loads of goodies and loads of fun. Well, thank you so much, guys. It's a pleasure. You're going to be hearing a lot more of them throughout the night. But it's not just this event that we've got going on as well. Over the summer, we do have the World Paraswimming Championships coming to Manchester, so make sure you get your tickets. Let's take a look. So there you have it, an amazing event to look forward to coming to Manchester. Head to British Swimming, get yourself some tickets. It's going to be a fantastic one over the summer. Now, joining me in the studio right now is the man himself. It's Bill Furness, head coach of British Swimming. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you, welcome.
It's been a great week, so we just want to hear a little bit from you. What it's been like on your side? How has it been overall?
I think overall we're really pleased with the week. I mean, Andy and Amy have just been talking about the breakthrough swims. So our top swimmers have performed well. Some tough times to hit, but we've hit a few, and we've hit a lot of consideration times, so that's good. And some real breakthrough performances, which is encouraging just, 15, 16 months out from Paris.
And I know, you know, when I came in at the start of the week, we had a conversation. You said that's the real main focus. Paris next year, of course, we have World Championships coming up, but that's the end goal.
Yeah, look, the World Championships are obviously massively important, but at the end of the day, the real sort of jewel in the crown for every athlete is the Olympic Games. So very much we use this year as preparation. We're looking at Paris. We want to get a bounce effect from the World Championships in Japan and use that to get even better performances as we move towards Paris.
So for those at home who might not really sort of understand this, you know, the racing has happened all of this week, and now the selection process begins for you guys, and they haven't made it easy. Tell us just a little bit about that sort of process, how that works from your end.
Well, literally, it'll be a long meeting tomorrow with the selectors. It takes 5 or 6 hours, and it's done in incredible detail. So every swimmer who does a consideration time and is in the frame will be considered. But obviously, at the end of the day, the people who've done the automatic time, we know they're on the team. The others have an excellent chance of making the team, and we will look at the balance. We'll also consider relays, which are very important. In fact, it's one of the most pleasing things here. Our relay strength has improved so much in the last sort of 4 to 6 years. If you look at the men's 100 free, that was outstanding. I can remember just, 7, 8 years ago, we were struggling to get a swimmer under 50 seconds in the men's 100 free, and the top 16 swimmers in Britain were under 50 seconds at this meet.
Yeah.
You know, there's not many countries in the world with depth like that.
And I think we're going to see it tonight again in that men's 200. It looks amazing. Well, I do not envy your job, okay, tomorrow. Good luck with it. And good luck to all the athletes. And I can't wait to see what the British team does over the summer.
Thank you. Looking forward to a great finish tonight.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Bill Furness. Right, we are getting tonight's action underway. So if you're at home watching, it's over to Andy and Amy. And if you're here in the studio, sorry, in the venue, it is, of course, to Duncan and Lynn. Let's get into it.
Thank you, John. John Mason, fantastic fun to work with. John, I don't know what he has for breakfast, you know, but it's great fun to work with him. So bubbly. So we've had 6 events this evening, 6 races in terms of events, but 4 finals per event, apart from that 1,500 metres freestyle. That is the last heat, the final heat of the women's 1,500 metres freestyle. Then we'll have 450 flies, 400 breasts, 400 backstrokes, 400 flies, and then right at the end, I do think, I mean, there's been some brilliant swimming, Amy, so far this week, but I do think they have saved the best for last, because that men's 200 metres free final is utterly extraordinary.
Yeah, indeed. We have the Olympic champions in that men's 4x200 freestyle in the pool. So it's Dean versus Guy versus Richard versus Scott. So definitely one not to miss.
Well, that will be the final event of this evening. The first one is the fastest heat of the women's 1,500 metres freestyle, and there should be some fireworks in this as well. Amelie Bloxage has been knocking lumps out of 13-year-old national age groups for the last 12 months. She's 14 today, and already she's faster than the 14-year-old's national record. She hasn't swum yet as a 14, so it's going to be interesting to see how she does here. She's also faster than the 15-year-old's national age group record, age 13. She's in this big final. So, slowest seed is Holly Wilson, the 14-year-old from City of Leeds in lane 9. Next to her is Anya Priest of Nova Centurion in 8. In 1 is Michaela Glenister of University of Stirling. Outside of her is 18-year-old Livia Kingsland of Nova Centurion. And we got another junior, Lucy Fox, in lane number 7 from Wickham District. With these, the fastest 4 women right in the centre, Amy, really quite special. Starting off in lane number 2 here with Loughborough University's Alice Deering, an amazing open water swimmer.
Yeah, Alice was our representative at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, swam that 10K event, so a really tough competitor is Alice.
Also done wonders for diversity in the sport of swimming. She's an ambassador for the Black Swimming Association and does great work with them. She's in 2. In 6, it's Amber Keegan of Sheffield. Huge local support she's got here. Bronze last year in this 1,500 metres freestyle. Leah Crisp goes in lane number 3, 3rd fastest seed. Happy birthday, happy 14th birthday, 2nd fastest seed into this final heat of the women's 1,500 metres freestyle. That's Amelie Bloxage of Salford. But no doubt about the fastest seed. It is Fleur Lewis of Loughborough. She's the defending champion in this, the 15. Got a bronze on the 800.
Yeah, swam really well earlier in the week to win that bronze. She was silver in the 800 here last year. We said gold in this 1,500. So Fleur Lewis, Amelie Bloxage and Leah Crisp will be in the centre of the pool for this 1,500 metres freestyle. And a long race, but I think we're in for a good one.
Well, the World Champs qualifying time is very quick indeed, 16 minutes 1. I think that might be a little bit too quick for most of these women. That's a very fast time. Interestingly, some of the qualification times are eminently doable. Some of them are really fast. Women's 400 free, the qualifying time was a 4:01. Top 10 in history of 4 minutes. Really fast. The final heat of the women's 1,500 metres freestyle. Because it's a heat, all 10 lanes are being used. In 5, that's Amelie Bloxage. In 4, on the left-hand side there in that orange suit, Fleur Lewis. 30 lengths to the pool. The final heat of the women's 1500 metres freestyle. There's 4 juniors in it. Closest to us is Olivia Kingsland of Nova Centurion, and then up in 5 is the birthday girl, Amelie Bloxage. In 7, Lucy Fox, and right at the top there, 9, is Holly Wilson of Leeds.
Yeah, the time these juniors are looking for is 16 minutes 56.79. So lots of these swimmers in this pool, those 4 juniors there, capable of doing that. Certainly is Amelie Bloxage there with a lifetime best of 16.31. So she should be well inside that time. But Holly Wilson on the outside there, lifetime best of 17.13. So a little bit of work to do, but these swimmers have swam the 800 metres freestyle earlier in the week. Lots of them have swam that 400 metres freestyle, and Lucy in particular was on really good form in that 800 metres freestyle in lane number 7.
Well, she certainly was, Lucy Fox in lane 7. She started well, but probably at the moment it's Amelie Bloxage in 5. In 6 is Amber Keegan in the black hat of City of Sheffield. So it's Salford leading in the yellow hat from Sheffield, 1 lane up from her. And just settling into this race, it's 30 lengths. It's an awful long way. And you'll just see the turn judges there just dipping a little card in. That's a lap counter with the number 27 on. 27 laps to go at that turn.
Yeah, long way is this 1500 metres freestyle. Quite often the swimmers will try and break it down into chunks. So I used to break it down into 3 lots of 500 to make it seem a little bit more manageable, but it is still a long way. Some swimmers might use the first 200, then go 400, 400, 400, last 100. So a very complex race for these swimmers to be able to work on. But at the 200 metre mark, Amelie Bloxage there is out to 0920. So in and around her lifetime best split at that 200 metre mark.
No, she was 0.3 of a second underneath her lifetime best. And that lifetime best is the national age group record for the 13s. Turned 14 today, so she can attack the 14-year-old's record, and the 13-year-old's record that she has is actually much faster than the 14-year-old's record that I'm sure will only stand for another probably 16 minutes or so. Straight up after the turn, though. I mean, she's very quick, but she's still very raw as well. I mean, straight up off a turn and immediately breathing. There's an awful lot of stuff that she can do to get even better. It's so exciting to see somebody with a talent like this, and so many areas, Amy, that we can spot where her and her coach and the guys on the performance pathway will be looking to see if they can help her improve.
Yeah, indeed. She's just a very tough competitor. Works hard, believes she can do it, regardless of maybe what her technique might look like, and she just gets stuck in, and we saw her do that in the 800. But this 1500 metres freestyle, nearly double the distance, so she knows she's strong. She's been doing a lot of training, even though she's only 14 today. So sometimes when you're in that groove and you know you've done a big block of work, you just have confidence in your ability, and you've just got to get out and see what happens.
Well, she was 0.3 of a second underneath her lifetime best split at the 200, 0.3 at the 200, 0.6 at the 300. So she's just turning up the pressure a little bit, and she's leading the field out at the 350 mark. This is interesting in lane 5 from Bloxage of Salford. Going with her in 4 is Fleur Lewis, the defending champion on the 1500 metres freestyle, and also in 3, Leah Crisp of Bath Performance. And Fleur Lewis looks pretty comfortable at the moment, as does Bloxage, to be fair. I mean, both of these women leading out do look comfortable. This is the 400 metres turn. Her lifetime best was set of a 4:21.9. She's just gone 4:20.7. Amy, she's turned the gas up a lot. 1.2 now. It was 0.6 under at 300. It's 1.2 under at 400.
Yeah, can't help thinking here that she's just using this opportunity that she's been given. She is in one of those centre lanes at the British Championships in a final. So that occasion and atmosphere really helping her down the first part of this race. Just want to see her hold that pace now. I wouldn't want to see her get too excited and go off like a rocket, even though she's leading the charge, because 1500 metres is a long way, so she's got to think about being disciplined, which is often something you learn a lot more as you start to develop.
Well, she is still very young, so it'd be interesting to know, Amy, does age help in terms of pacing?
I think when I was younger in particular, I used to just get in and swim my own race, not worry a lot about what was going on. Knew I had the confidence. If I was out well, I could still come back very well. So we see such a raw talent there, as you said, not the tightest turns and not the tidiest technique, but when you're that age and you have the confidence that you've done massive amounts of work, you just sometimes get in and you just think, well, I'm just going to see how it goes and just really push this swim. She's already the age group record holder for 13-year-olds by an absolute mile. She's got that 14-year-old record without even being 14 yet, so today's the first chance for her to break that. So she must be confident coming into this race, and that's what we like to see in junior swimmers, just getting in, giving it a go, and when sometimes it doesn't go to plan, you learn an awful lot, but she still looks very good here.
Well, she certainly does. As Bloxage, Fleur Lewis in lane number 4, just tracking her all the way through here, and she really is looking very strong. She's just stalking. I wonder if Fleur Lewis is just letting Bloxage do the early work, and she does look pretty comfortable, does Leah Crisp, excuse me, as Fleur Lewis. She's got a lifetime best 3 seconds faster than Bloxage.
Not a massive difference when it comes to distance swimming though. It's very easy to make up that 3 seconds here and there, and Amelie still looking really comfortable. She's breathing away, so Fleur and Amelie are breathing away from each other as they go down the pool. So it'll be interesting as the race starts to progress, when they start to look towards each other on that final 50, who will have that little bit extra in the tank.
Well, at the moment, she's repping about 1.2 seconds faster than her lifetime best splits per 100. And if she keeps that up, she's going to go somewhere around 16:20. Her lifetime best is 16:31. The junior qualification standard is 16:56. So if she can go somewhere around 16:30, that would be amazing. But still tracking her is Fleur Lewis. Maybe taking about, I don't know, another 10 or 12 centimetres, slightly increased the lead on that 7th 100 metres. So this is the 14-length turn, the 700 metres turn in this final heat of the women's 1500 metres freestyle, 7:37.37. She's now 5 seconds underneath her lifetime best splits, and this is very good indeed. Has she gone a little bit too early? She still looks good.
Yeah, still looking really comfortable. So she's nice and controlled there. That 700 metre mark in the 800, you're almost halfway. They will be now as they turn at this end. So halfway down, 750 metres left to go. So 8 minutes, not 8 minutes 5, 8 minutes 10:23. So even if we double that, she's under that lifetime best.
Well, the speed she's going at the moment, she's looking like she might negative split it. I've got to tell you, I think she's just increased the pace there. She had Fleur Lewis about on her hips. She's now got Fleur Lewis just about on her feet. And look at that, that's, well, she's a pretty tall girl, so I'm guessing what's that going to be, about 30 centimetres or so, just on that 150 metres. That's interesting. Now there's slightly clear water between Fleur Lewis's hands and Bloxage's feet.
Yeah, that middle 500 here is really valuable in that 1500 metre event. A lot of the time swimmers will either push it and they might push too hard, or they won't go quick enough and they'll get left behind. So Amelie is definitely leading that charge. She's trying to break clear from Fleur Lewis in the centre of the pool. She's also swimming on the opposite side of the lane rope, which is quite interesting. So she's not giving her too much, but then when she comes back, that typical age group swimmer, she then swims either down the middle or on the other side of the lane rope. So you can tell that she trains with lots of swimmers in a pool, maybe going around in that cycle, in that loop, and just doing that ever so slightly here in the 1500.
And the downside of that, of course, Amy, is that you end up swimming a lot more than 1500 metres, because if you swim in a circle, of course, you have to get over to the other side and then move back, and over to the other side and move back. Circle swimming's not the best idea. And she's certainly doing that at the moment, but she's starting to pull away still. Big breath off the wall yet again. 9 minutes 48 at the 900 meters mark, but she does look good, doesn't she? She's not quite made that much of a difference. She did about 100 meters of sprint at the halfway at that 750, but Fleur Lewis is just holding on to her feet now. I wonder whether she put in a little bit too much. She's right on that lane line. Let's see what she does when she comes back and see. Let's test your theory here, Amy, because I think you're absolutely right. Just swimming slightly away from that lane line as well, where she was right on the far side lane. Now look at her, she's right in the middle towards this side.
Just typical of age group swimming. You often swim with 7 or 8 swimmers in your lane, and especially in that 25-metre pool, you have to be tight over to one side in order to let those swimmers get around. So that will come with age as she starts to get in those turns in the centre and practice a little bit more. Maybe there are less swimmers in her lane, so she's not got to swim all the way around in a circle, but not proving too much of a disadvantage. She's still swimming really well. It's really interesting to see both of these girls here really leading the race with their upper body, so neither of them are doing too much with their legs and just gently dragging them behind. So I wonder who will have the better kick as we come in to the final couple of hundred.
Well, that was the 1,000-metre turn in this final heat of the women's 1,500 metres freestyle, and Fleur Lewis has led right from the start from the city of Salford, the birthday girl, 14 years of age today, and she's looking good. She's circle swimming a little bit, so she's probably doing maybe half a metre or so more per 100 than she needs to, and that certainly adds up on 30 lengths of the pool, but she's started to pull away again from the swimmer in second place, Fleur Lewis, and Fleur Lewis is maybe about 15, maybe 20 metres ahead of the swimmer in the bronze medal at the moment, which is Michaela Glenister of University of Stirling in lane number 1. And she is about 7 metres ahead of the swimmer in fourth, who's in lane number 3, Leah Crisp of Bath Performance. But Fleur Lewis is silver in the medal at the moment, and she's still hanging on, but Bloxage just starting to pull away, maybe 15, 20 centimetres per length at the moment.
Yeah, really looking like she's starting to wind it up a little bit. Not necessarily in terms of that stroke rate. She hasn't increased the stroke rate and got really scrappy, but she might be pulling a bit more, applying a bit more force through that underwater work in order to hold the length in that stroke and ultimately edge ever so slightly away from Fleur on each length. As we said, a little bit long round the walls, but when you're that age, I know in particular, I wasn't the best at skills. I wanted to get in and just beat all of the boys, and that was my focus a lot of the time. So she's got lots and lots of potential in distance swimming in particular, and I actually think she looks a little bit longer here in the 15 than we've seen her in the 8 and the 4 this week.
Well, she does look a little bit longer, doesn't she? And it's good to see. She's just using her legs to balance herself up. This is the 1,200 metres turn, so 6 lengths to go in this final heat of the women's 1,500 metres freestyle. And the lead is, 3 seconds, just over 3 seconds now from in second place, Fleur Lewis of Loughborough. Third down in lane number 1 is Michaela Glenister. And fourth, coming into that turn, is Leah Crisp of Bath. But she's still going about 6 seconds, just over 6 seconds inside of her lifetime best. So that would take her to about 16:25 or so.
Yeah, 16:25 would take her into the top 10 all-time in Great Britain. So really good to see her at such a young age breaking through that mark. She's starting to increase the leg kick a tiny bit here. She's getting a little bit more splash off. I think it's that left leg as she breathes and then puts her head back down. So she's starting to work a tiny bit. She's only got 200 metres left when she gets to this turn. So good to see her starting to build now rather than waiting till that final 100-metre sprint.
Well, she's increased the pace again. That is really impressive. 14:10.72. So she's now 10 seconds ahead of her lifetime best, and that's, well, we keep on changing the prediction time because she keeps on getting faster and faster. That'll put her just above the 16:20 mark, which would be really impressive for a 14-year-old on her birthday. She's now, about 7 metres ahead is Amelie Bloxage in lane 5 from City of Salford, from Fleur Lewis of Loughborough in 4. Lewis, the defender, the bronze medalist on the 800 metres freestyle. She won this title last year at the British Championships, and she's about 7 or 8 metres behind with 3 lengths to go.
Yeah, Glenister down there still holding on for third, and I feel like I should have checked this stat, but I wonder what the youngest British champion we've had, because I certainly don't think there are many 14-year-olds that have been crowned British champion in the past. And 100 metres to go. Has she got anything else? Can she find a little bit more in those legs as she comes into her final 100? So all the hard work's done. This is a nice bit when you hear that bell and you're just driving towards the finish.
So the final 100 metres in this, the final heat, so the women's 1500 metres freestyle at the British National Championships for 2023. And Amelie Bloksic, my goodness me, this is impressive for such a youngster. It really is. She's got about 60 metres to go. Bloksic in 5, the 14-year-old. Well, she's destroying her lifetime best. I think she's going to go close to 16:20, and that would be something special. At the moment, Fleur Lewis is in second place. Michaela Glenister in lane number 1 is third. Glenister just going through the bottom of the shot there, but look at this.
Yeah, Amelie getting a massive applause as she comes down this last 25. Very impressive for a 14-year-old. She's still driving, she's still pushing. She knows she's going to win, but what time can she go?
So Amelie Bloksic of City of Salford, unbelievable swim on this 1500 metres freestyle. She's going to get close to 16:20. She's going to go under, you know. Oh my word. 16:19.67. Oh, look at that reaction. Oh, that's great. 2 thumbs up. Hold on, just get your breath. That's it. Hold on. Hold on to the wall. What a swim. The silver goes to Fleur Lewis of Loughborough University. And the bronze just swimming in now to the wall. It's Michaela Glenister in lane number 1. But what a race that was. And I've got to say, hats off to Fleur Lewis. She tracked her. She tried so hard, but just couldn't keep up with Amelia Bloksic. Got to the halfway mark, Amy, and then just started turning it up, and it was brutal.
Yeah, she did. And I'm actually a little bit emotional here in the commentary box. Everybody was on their feet. Everybody was cheering her down that last 50, and she finishes 8th all time in the British ranking. So we thought she might be top 10. She smashed that. She finishes top 8, breaking 16:20. What a swim.
Well, it's a 22-second British age group national record for the 14-year-olds. 22 seconds she's broken it by. Danielle Hall-Jackson had it back in 2009. It's at 16:41. She's held it a long time. Well done to her, but it's now 16:19.67. Gold to Bloksic, silver to Fleur Lewis, and the bronze to Michaela Glenister of University of Stirling.
Yeah, Michaela also swimming a lifetime best there. So last year she came to this British Championships and didn't have her best year, but she's gone away, her second year at the University of Stirling, and she swam personal best in all of her events this week. So really happy for her as well, and to see her back on the podium.
Well, some very good swims all round. Huge lifetime best for Bloksic. Also a lifetime best for Fleur Lewis in the silver medal. Also a lifetime best for Glenister in the bronze medal position. Wow. Well, really exciting for this distance program. And Alan Lynn, head of development for British swimming, Kev Renshaw, Nathan Hilton doing a super job, and exciting stuff to play with here as well, isn't it?
Yeah, very impressive and very exciting for British swimming. So let's hear what she has to say down on poolside.
Ladies and gentlemen, 14 years today, British champion. Please give us a round of applause for Amelie Bloksic. Right? Amelie, well done. You crushed it. 12-second PB. You're British champion. Tell us how you're feeling.
I feel really good. I really like that race, and I'm glad to have a PB and break the record.
Yes, and you did it on your birthday as well. It's got to be like the best birthday present.
Yeah, it is.
And you've been here all week having this experience at the British Championships, seeing all the, GB swimmers and all that. Have you had fun?
Yeah, I've met lots of Olympians. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and you were doing a lot of racing, okay? So we saw you in a bunch of different freestyle events. What's been your favourite?
I've enjoyed them all, but probably like the freestyle events because I like fruit crawl.
Yeah, And you're good at it, clearly. And now you're training at the City of Salford with John Stout. You're in that program. We've seen some great distance swimmers come from that program at the moment. Are you enjoying being a part of that program and working with him?
Yeah, I love training at Salford. I got lots of friends there. I really enjoy it.
Well, you know what? They're all going to be really proud of you. Everyone in this building was behind you. Happy birthday, British champion, ladies and gentlemen, Amelie Bloxage.
Yeah, happy birthday, Amelie Bloxage. Did you know what the scary thing is? She's got one whole year to improve on that record, and that will stand for a very long time, I think.
Well, that's just incredible, isn't it? 22-second British age group record it was. That's just a stunning swim, it really is. And just turned 14. Well, that is absolutely extraordinary. I wonder when the last time a 14-year-old won a British national title. It may well be Sharon Davis, way back when. She was extraordinarily quick when she was young, but I'm not even sure that it was her, you know. 14-year-old birthday, I don't think anyone's won one at 13, surely, in which case, surely, I've said that twice or three times now, must be.
Yeah, absolutely speechless. She, in other words, absolutely smashed that. We thought it would be a good race coming in. We weren't really sure who was going to be the competition in the middle, but she took it out from the beginning. She swam totally her own race. She held off all the older kids, as you would say, and she is now our new British champion. I'm sure we'll see her on top of the podium lots more over the next couple of years.
Well, that's the end of the 1,500 metres. It was great fun to watch and really impressive. What a lovely interview as well. Absolutely fabulous. Straight into the next event up. It's the men's 50 metres butterfly. There's 4 finals. There's the A and the B coming up. There's the Priority Paris coming up. This is the junior final. Liam Dawson of Deventio is the fastest seed in lane number 4. So the silver hat, the gold hat right in the centre is that of Liam Dawson of Deventio. Maybe the best start, though, in 5. Nicholas Finch of Chelsea Westminster. Super reaction to the gun.
Yeah, really quick off the block there. Worked that 15-metre mark. Like to see these boys trying to hold their breath as long as they can in this 50 sprint.
Well, coming through really quick in 3 as well as Tom Robertson of Aberdeen Dolphins. Robertson in 3, who gets the touch? It is, in lane 1, right at the bottom there. Wow, really great finish from Mount Kelly. Aaron Elkers of Mount Kelly, look at that, well done, 24.94, a lifetime best by half a second to win the junior final of the men's 50 fly. And coming into the meet, 24.4 was his lifetime best, and he's gone, 25.4, he's gone under 25.
Yeah, he looks very happy with that, and so he should be. A great way to start this 50-metre butterfly event, and just winning by 0.05, so it was very close at that finish.
Nice time best as well from Nick Finch to finish second, so great swimming from him from Chelsea and Westminster. Lisa will be happy there, as will Greg Kim Lin of Mount Kelly, his coach, coaching the winner, Aaron Elkers. So that was the junior final, straight into the Priority Paris final of the men's 50 metres butterfly. Fastest seed is Lewis Maxwell of University of Bath, Alex Painter, Millfield School in 5, 2 juniors in 6 and 7.
Yeah, they're not able to qualify for those European junior events in this 50 metres butterfly, but if they've posted a quick time in that 100 or even the 200 fly and they make it on the team, then they give themselves a good chance of being able to compete in the summer.
Well, they really do, and also 50 fly, fabulous practice for the speed on the 100. Big chap in 5, isn't it? Alexander Painter of Millfield, look at that. Very powerful. Good reaction to the gun in 5 as well. Goes a little bit deep and comes up, uses about 13 of the 15 underwater that he's allowed. And the 2 white hats in 5 and 7 going well.
Yeah, find it very hard to keep track of the winners in this 50 butterfly. It ends up being so tight, you want to make sure that you're finishing right on that full stroke.
Well, really hard to choose between all 8 swimmers here. This is very tight indeed. Is it going to be 6? I think it is 6. Kieran Grant, well, that was very close. Bev Barracudas, I'm not quite sure, is it Beverly Barracudas? I'm not sure she's called Bev, but anyway, wherever he's from, Bev Barracuda's on the programme. Kieran Grant wins the Priority Paris final of the men's 50 metres butterfly. Second was who? Alexander Painter, I think it was. Just 14 100s behind.
Yeah, lifetime best there for those top 3 swimmers. And we have the A final for the 50 metres butterfly in the call room. Ben Proud there, just in the corner, without his hat on, hiding behind the official. Jacob Peters in the pink hat. So these boys looking pretty calm. We always see the boys stood up, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're so impatient and just getting ready to go. But yeah, the boys are always happy chappy and stood up in the call room.
Yes, you know, watching Jacob Peters, he was watching Ben Proud very carefully, wasn't he? Just nodding his head, had some good music on. I wonder what he was listening to. What did you used to listen to?
I used to listen to something really loud, and then I used to get too psyched up and then get in and miss pace my 400 individual medley. So I learned to turn down the volume and just enjoy the atmosphere a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I used to really want to know what's going on, so I put earphones in, but didn't turn them on. So nobody could speak to me because I had earphones in, but I thought I was listening to something and they didn't, and I was knowing exactly what was going on. A little bit sneaky, but I actually, that worked for me and worked best for me. So this is the B final of the men's 50 fly. Dan Jones of Swansea University goes in lane 5. In 4, it's Sam Townsend of Mount Kelly. In 6, a 15-year-old junior. The only junior in this B final. It's Dean Fern of Aberdeen.
Yeah, keep an eye on lane number 5 there in the black hat. Had an excellent start this morning, and we should see him up ahead of those swimmers before he's even started his full stroke.
The B final of the men's 50 metres butterfly, and Dan Jones in the centre in lane number 5. Well, first up, and what a start. You're absolutely right, Amy.
Why, thank you. Great start from Dan there. Powering down this last 25, needs to really hold on to that speed he's got from the beginning.
Well, he's not breathed yet. That's 40 metres, still not breathed. He's getting a little bit shorter and shorter, but let's see how he finishes here. Oh, goodness me, when he got shorter and shorter and shorter. Dan Jones ended up in third, 24.49. He was so good to about 35 metres, and then I'm not sure, maybe he needs to just consider taking a breath, because it looked, I was exploding just watching him. I didn't breathe. I was watching him. Oh, it was a very good swim indeed. Well, goodness me, Jamie Robertson wins the B final of the men's 50 fly, 24.3. Fern second, Dan Jones third, Hyde fourth.
Yeah, brilliant from the winner there. He had a massive PB in that 100 fly earlier in the week and has took off another chunk in that 50 fly.
And a new 15-year-old's national age group record for Dean Fern. I think he was second in that B final, but what a day he's had. Now the big boys, the fastest 8 50 metres butterfly swimmers in Great Britain in this final. There's Chris Finch on the outside. It's not a bad lane to have on the outside on these 50s. Nobody can see you. Jamie Ingram goes in lane number 1 for Manchester Aquatics, and we've actually in the men's 200 freestyle, we've got Duncan Scott in an outside lane. That will be interesting. I'm darn sure they'll be looking out for him in lane 1, aren't you?
Yeah, no doubt. Ingram there, swam at the Commonwealth Games last summer. Josh Gammon was gold in the 200 fly earlier in the week in lane number 7.
6 on the 100, gold on the 200. This may be a little bit short for him compared to that 200, but here's Greg Swinney. Greg, Scottish record holder, set it in the heats of the Commonwealth Games. Just missed it in the heats this morning by 6 100s. Watch out for that one. And then Thomas Carswell of Edinburgh University going in lane number 6. There's some quick guys inside of him, and the first of those is utterly brilliant. The British record holder, I think he's the Commonwealth record holder in this 50 metres butterfly. 22.75 is his lifetime best.
Yeah, unbelievable is Ben Proud. 50 freestyle and 50 butterfly specialist. Seen him in the 100 in the past, but really choosing to focus on these events now.
Well, I loved seeing Jacob Peters step up in that 100 fly. 51.1 to win it, and win it comfortably. 0.4 of a second lifetime best for him. And he's booked a seat, I'm sure, on the plane. It's a consideration time on the 100, but I'm sure he'll go to the World Championships. And then the fastest seed in 4, Lewis Fraser, the Welsh record holder, was just 1/100th of a second outside of his own Welsh record in the heats this morning. But what a job these guys have got to do against Ben Proud in 3. He was world champion in 2017. He's made each of the last 4 World Championship finals in this 50 metres butterfly. He's in 3. What's he going to do?
I think Ben will be pretty quick tonight. We saw him this morning, looked nice and controlled, breathed a couple of times, had a lovely long stroke and just finished. And for Ben, didn't look like he was puffing too much. So there's definitely more from him. But that Jacob Lewis battle in the middle is also going to be pretty interesting to watch. So if one of them absolutely nails that start and can hang on to Ben Proud, then they're in for a great chance.
Well, there's Lewis Fraser. He is the meat inside the Peters Proud sandwich. Peters and Proud in 5 and 3 respectively, but the Welshman in 4. Lewis Fraser. What a final this is going to be. Watch the start in lane number 3 of Ben Proud. It's utterly extraordinary. Commonwealth champion on the 50 metres butterfly. That's Lewis Fraser in 4, Peters in 5. Well, a good start in lane number 5 from Jacob Peters, and that's interesting, and not quite as good a start as we've seen from Ben Proud in lane number 3. And it looks like Peters at the moment in lane number 5 with a red hat from Bath Performance, and Peters is swimming away from the rest of the field. This is interesting, swimming away from Ben Proud. That's a massive surprise. Is he going to get the touch? He does. 22.89. 14/100th of a second outside the British record. A massive lifetime best for him. That is enormously impressive. And it was right from the start. The start was good, the middle phase was good, the end was good, the finish was good. Wow.
Yeah, said if he could hang on to Ben Proud there, he'd be in with a good chance. And he got off the block very quick, super quick reaction time, and both him and Ben there working towards the end. But brilliant swim there from Peters. 22.89 is very, very fast indeed. And up there with probably the second fastest swimmer we've got in Great Britain in the 50 fly.
Amy, it's the fastest time in the world this year by over 1/4 of a second.
Whew. Pretty quick. I'm sure he'll be happy with that one, especially after the 100. He's come back, had another good swim, and added the 50 to that title.
So there's confirmation of the results. 22.89 for Jacob Peters. That's an absolutely cracking swim. Beat the British record holder, Ben Proud, into 2nd place, Lewis Fraser 3rd, Carswell 4th. But what a swim from Jacob Peters of the Bath Performance Centre. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, just checking his personal best there was 23.29 before he did that. So let's hear what he's got to say to John now.
Jacob, fastest time in the world so far this year. That was quick. From your start, you were like, there was no one touching you in that. Have you been working on those? Because they looked good.
Yeah, been working a lot on my kind of like power and speed off the walls and off the dives and stuff. Mainly for my 100, but obviously it helps the 50 as well. And yeah, I was quite shocked with that, but I'm really happy. Yeah.
Of course, I mean, like you got the look of shock on your face, but very, very happy. It's a great way to finish off your week. You won the 100 the other night. Now you got this. It's a double. Now a week off, right? Time to have a bit of a break.
Yeah, week off. Gonna go to France for a little bit, so just completely chill out, recover, then come back ready to get training ready for Worlds.
Wrap it up for the summer. Well, look, you've done amazing here this week. Congratulations, British champ again. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jacob Peters.
Yeah, so I was right. He was our 2nd fastest ever British swimmer, and he's also the 2nd fastest British swimmer to break that 23-second barrier. So Ben Proud and now Jacob Peters are in that nice little club.
They certainly are. Only 2 men sub-23. Both in that. Ben Proud was 2nd, and Jacob Peters did the double, did the 50 and 100 fly double. Who would have thought that coming into these championships? You'd have got really good odds on that, I'm sure of it. So, straight into the next event. It's the women's 100 metres breaststroke, the junior final. And Sophie Bressington is the fastest seed in lane 4 from Mount Kelly. And there's a 13-year-old up in lane number 7, Imogen Miles of Seven Oaks. Oh, she's made 13.
Yeah, really good swims from some of these juniors this morning. Sophie Bressington in the centre of the pool swam a personal best time, as did Ellen Bagley. And Aaliyah Richards goes in lane number 3.
The junior final of the women's 100 metres breaststroke, and the fastest seed is Sophie Bressington of Mount Kelly in the centre in the white hat. Possibly the better start, though, Ellen Bagley of Abingdon in 5. And Bagley in the black hat going well also in 3 is Richards of Sevenoaks.
Yeah, Bagley there really accelerated on that underwater face. So not only the pull and the glide, but she got really tight in that recovery.
So Elia Richards of Sevenoaks in 3 in the red hats, maybe just ahead. It's pretty tight with her, and in lane number 5, Ellen Bagley. First to turn was actually Richards in 3, but just 6 100ths ahead. And now the charge on this second 50. Hold on to the stroke, but must get maximum distance, but keep that stroke long, keep it nice and fast turnover as well.
Yeah, you want to be squeezing the water out at the back, so you're not only driving forwards, but you're pushing yourself down the pool as well. But having a really good finish in lane number 2 is Charlotte Hardy.
Well, Charlotte Hardy coming back very fast down this second 50, and it's been a really good last 25 metres for Charlotte Hardy in lane number 2 in the green hat. She's going to win it, and she does. 1:11.36. New lifetime best by half a second for Charlotte in 2, winning the junior final of the women's 100 metres breaststroke. What a great swim that was. Beth Young of Team Ipswich, second in a 1:11.82. Great swim from her as well. Exactly on her lifetime best. So Hardy wins it, Young second, Guersha third.
Yeah, Bagley there in 1:12.31. So these swimmers in the centre swimming really well. We've got the call room of the A final coming up. So Cara Hanlon's in there, Imogen Clark. Everyone looking very relaxed, giving us a little wave, which is nice to see. Leah Schlossen there in the centre of the pool, our European junior champ, and those boys trying to get in on that shot.
Typical, isn't it? Typical blokes trying to ruin the shot. It was very interesting to see some of the nerves in there, some really relaxed and waving to the camera. There's a television screen in there so they can see what's on that screen, and they can see themselves on the screen. Some of them happy to wave and be famous for a day, some of them really not wanting to look at all. Fascinating. I'm sure you could do a full university thesis on the reaction to a camera facing you in the call room of a major championships. So this is the Priority Paris final of the women's 100 metres breaststroke, and fastest seed is Beth Dennis of City of Sheffield in 4. Katie Goodburn, 1 lane closer to us from that leader, is in 3. And in 3 in the black suit and the black hat, 4th on the 50 breaststroke A final in lane 3 is Katie Goodburn, so expect her to go out very fast.
Yeah, excellent sprinter. Saw her also in the 100 free where she went out like lightning.
So that's light turquoise suit of Beth Dennis of City of Sheffield right in the centre in lane number 4 with the blue hat, but really quick as expected, Katie Goodburn, but this is very fast indeed. Also Lucy Canavan of the University of Birmingham right at the top there, but look at the speed down this first 30 from Goodburn.
Yeah, Goodburn looks really controlled there. She hasn't got the highest stroke rate in the pool, which is quite nice to see from a breaststroke sprinter. She's not slipping lots of water. She's really driving, squeezing those elbows in nice and tight. Wants to get round this wall nice and quick, as she does. 33.17, leading the charge in this 100 breaststroke.
Yeah, she was 33.1, and it was a good swim. Also going very well right at the top there. On an outside lane is Lucy Canavan. Starting to come back in the centre, though, is Beth Dennis of City of Sheffield. And she's charging now as Dennis, as Goodburn may be paying for a little bit of that early speed down this second 50. They're starting to overtake Goodburn, but still going well is Canavan at the top. The white hat of Lucy Canavan of University of Birmingham going well. It's starting to hurt now. Is she going to get the touch right? I think she's going to get it, you know. She does. 1:10.91. 1.5 second lifetime best for Lucy Canavan of University of Birmingham, right at the top. What a swim. Slowest into the Priority Paris final, wins it.
Yeah, very good there. She's used that opportunity in one of those outside lanes. She was out well, but not really quick in terms of that competition on the other side of the pool against Katie Goodburn, but she finished very strong and a lifetime best by 1.5 seconds to win that Priority Paris final.
Wow, well, it's getting quick already. It really is. 2 more finals of this women's 100 metres breaststroke. We've got the B final first and then the A final. Then there's the men's 200 backstroke. Then there's the women's 100 fly. And then the big one, the men's 200 freestyle. Can't wait for that. 7 Olympians in that final. 4 Olympic champions in one final. It just doesn't get any better. You can't have any more. 4 Olympic champions in the 200 metres freestyle in that 4x2. There's only 4 slots in the final in the relays. You just can't get any more, Amy.
Yeah, and those four boys are going head-to-head a little bit later. So in this women's 100 metres breaststroke, we have a couple of junior swimmers going in. So lane number 2 is the 14-year-old Theodora Taylor. In 6, Hannah Bowley, one of those junior swimmers. And in 8, Sophie King. So the junior time in this 100 breaststroke's pretty quick, set at 1:10.03. So these girls, on paper, very close to that, but need to step up and perform tonight in this final.
Fastest seed in 4, Anna Morgan. In 5 in the purple suit, Jana Spinner of University of Bath. The B final of the women's 100 metres breaststroke, and Spinner having a good start in the purple suit and the blue hat in there. Lane number 5 at the upper of those 2 yellow lane lines in the centre. Morgan had not a bad start either, and I don't know what it is about lane 8 here at this championships, Amy, but Sophie King up the top there started very well as well.
Yeah, lots of swimmers in those outside lanes, progressing from the heats to the finals, swimming personal bests, getting in and amongst those 1st, 2nd and 3rd place finishers.
So Hannah Bowley in lane number 6, I think she turned first. It was pretty close. Maybe Anna Morgan just in lane number 4, but very close indeed. Now the charge is coming again, and right in the centre, it looks like it is Anna Morgan going very well at the moment.
Yeah, she's got a lovely stroke, using that power to really drive forwards on every single recovery, so she's stretching and reaching for the wall all the time.
In lanes 4 and 6, Anna Morgan, Hannah Bowley. Anna and Hannah inside this last 10 metres or so. It looks like Hannah Bowley in 6 may well get the touch. Who's going to get it? Oh, it's tight. It was Hannah Bowley in 6 from Repton. 1:10.46, she wins it. Just outside of her lifetime best, but very, very close. It was hundredths of a second. 8 100s out. Really good swim from her. Bowley wins it. 2nd was Anna Morgan. 3rd was Theodora Taylor, the youngster down in lane number 2.
Yeah, the 14-year-old there can qualify for the European Youth Olympic Festival this summer, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's part of that squad, and that really valuable experience. Only 8 boys and 8 girls are selected for that event, so they tend to take the top 200 swimmers, but if she's in and amongst that, swimming really well in the 200, I think she swam a quite a good 200 individual medley, then she's got a good chance of being on that team and getting to do that 100 breaststroke.
So it's the big final. It's the A final of the women's 100 metres breaststroke of the British Championships here in 2023 in Ponds Forge in Sheffield. We've had some absolutely stunning swimming so far. We really have. And Gabrielle McCulloch is a junior into this final, a 14-year-old into the A final. Amazing. Did a lifetime best to qualify, a 1:11.17 she did to qualify. And another youngster in lane number 1, 14-year-olds in 8 and 1. This is Mabley Collier of City of Swansea Aquatics. She can have a crack at the Welsh junior record as well. In 7, it's Booker of Loughborough University, bronze in the 200 breaststroke.
Yeah, Lily's a really strong breaststroke swimmer, so wouldn't be surprised if she's in and amongst the mix. Obviously, Imogen and Cara in the centre are going to go out well, but she's got the ability to bring it back. In lane number 2, Leah Schlossen. She was bronze in that 200 individual medley yesterday. Had an excellent breaststroke leg. 18 years of age.
Well, also bronze in the 400 medley as well. Set a lifetime best to qualify for this A final of under 110, 109.72 with Schlossen in 2. Here next to her in 3, Margaret Evans. And she actually holds the 13-year-old's national record. She's still on the lifetime best to qualify for this final, 108.8. Imogen Clark in 5, well, disqualified on the 50 metres breaststroke, having touched first. Great shame, she did actually twitch on the start, but I'm sure she's going to want to make amends here in this 100 metres final.
Yeah, Imogen, a brilliant 50 metre swimmer, won European and Commonwealth medals last year, but Cara Hanlon surprising herself earlier in the week. Got that Scottish record in the 50. She's the Scottish record holder in this 100 event, so it's going to be a real battle between lane 4 and 5.
Well, it really will be. Cara Hanlon, set the 9th fastest time in the world this year in the heats, 107.27. Gold on the 50 breaststroke, so expect her out quick. But also Imogen Clark, well, she actually did touch first in that 50, so we'll have to see how these two go in 4 and 5. They're speed merchants. In 6, didn't mention Sienna Robinson, the junior, silver on the 50 metres breaststroke. She's got great speed as well, so expect in, well, actually in 3, 4, 5 and 6, very fast. This is going to be fascinating. A final of the women's 100 breaststroke.
Yeah, I think it's going to be all about who's got the edge down that second 50. If Imogen can hang on, then she's in for a good chance, but Cara's going to be really winding it up into that finish.
Good reactions to the gun from Imogen Clark in lane number 5 in the final of the women's 100 metres breaststroke. In 5 and 6, Imogen Clark and Sienna Robinson, both really good start. But look at Imogen Clark's start now. It's so beautiful, porpoising through the water, so smooth, so elegant.
Yeah, she's got a very fast turn. Obviously, she's got a high stroke rate, but she doesn't have any dead spots. She's really fluid in that stroke. Those hips get that lovely pop at the back as she drives forwards, and it's very, very smooth. But really close down this first 50, closer than I thought it was going to be. Just 1/100th splitting Imogen and Cara there.
Wow, that was very close, and the attack into that wall of Cara Hanlon was very impressive in lane number 4, the one closer to us of those 2 yellow lane lines, and Cara Hanlon now starting to overtake. She set a Scottish record at the British University Championships. That time she set there was 66.75, and she's going really well here. 67.2 in the heats, was 9th fastest in the world, and this must be quicker, surely. 66.75 is her Scottish record. 66.83, 8/100ths of a second outside of that Scottish record that she set at the British Universities, but she wins gold in the women's 100 metres breaststroke.
Yeah, very close to that world consideration time, just missing out by 0.4 of a second, but Britain looking to swim those relays in the summer. She had a brilliant 200 breaststroke, she's had an excellent 50, so with another win there in the 100, I wouldn't be surprised if she's on the plane this summer, but very close to her lifetime best, and yeah, just the wrong side of that world's consideration, but brilliant swim to be our British champion.
Well, what a fight as well, and the way that it unfolded was really interesting. Hanlon and Clark going out so well, 1/100 splitting them, but the attack into that turn of Cara Hanlon was something special, wasn't it?
Yeah, she really started to wind it up in that first 50. I thought she might come off and attack it, but she went even earlier than I was thinking, and 66.83 there in the end, winning by over a second. And Clark in second, and Anne Herod there from West Suffolk Swimming Club finishes in third, and a new lifetime best of 68.05.
Let's hear what the champion's got to say to John Mason.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Oh, just getting a breath, getting a breath. That's okay. Congratulations, Cara. I'm so glad we've got you in here, because I know we missed you on the first night. But that's your second gold of the week. Well done. Your week is done. 2 golds and a great time.
Yeah, no, I'm really pleased with that, to finish off the week strong. And I think just to go another 106 is really like good to be consistent, and hopefully I'll find a drop in that in summer.
Yeah, I mean, you know, because it's obviously, we've been talking about this a lot throughout the week. Very important relay positions to be filled on these teams as well. So looking strong out there was great for you to do that in the 50, but even more important in the 100.
Yeah, I think the 100's always been my favourite. It's the one I enjoy the most, and I think it suits me best. So, no, I'm really pleased to have a strong 50 and a strong 200 as well. But yeah, no, I'm just chuffed with that tonight.
Well, look, I love watching you race. You did a great job this week. Congratulations. British champion twice over. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Cara Hetland.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic swim from Cara there. Just outside that world's consideration time, but as she said, she went 66, I think it was, at the British University Championships earlier in the year, and she's come here and swum another 66. So sometimes when you have a really good swim, you think, oh, I hope it wasn't a fluke, and how did I do that? So giving her lots of confidence that she's capable of that now, and that's her benchmark going into one of them summer meets.
Well, I do hope they take that medley relay. It's going to be a tough one to choose, that one, but it's so important to have an opportunity to try and get selection for the Olympic Games. The selection for the Olympic Games in the relays is a little bit bizarre, but you do qualify. I think it's the top. It used to be top 12 teams from the World Championships, but I think they've done it slightly differently this year. I need to check that, but certainly from the first World Championships, which the Fukuoka ones in July, they will take, I'm going to guess top 10, I'm not sure, but I think it might be top 10. And then a couple more again at another World Championships, bizarrely in Doha in February. Why they've done that, I don't know. And then they will fill up the rest of the spots from the fastest time in the world after that meet in February up until the cut-off time just before the Olympics. But the main qualification meet is the World Championships in the summer. And I really hope that Great Britain send a team there, because it'd be fabulous to have a British medley relay for women in that event.
Yeah, COVID, that horrible word, seems to have pushed all these World Championships back. So the one that would have been traditionally the year before the Olympics is now plonked smack back in the centre of the season. So not ideal in terms of the timing, and British swimming looking to secure them spots in the summer.
Men's junior 200 metres backstroke final. Adam Graham of Millfield School going in lane number 4 is the fastest seat. But look at the start down the bottom here. Dean Fern. Didn't we just see Dean Fern in a race about 5 minutes ago? Sure we did. You have a look at the race, Eamon. I'll have a look at my sheets, because I'm sure I've just seen him.
Yeah, brilliant start there. So our personal best to make it into this junior final. And in fact, all of these boys are a season's best or a massive lifetime best to qualify. Lots of them on that 208, drop into that 206, 207 mark this morning. Andy's got his sheet out. Dean Fern was in the B final of the men's 50 metres butterfly. So very strange to see a 50 metres butterfly swimmer in a 200 metres backstroke event. But nice to see lots of juniors swimming, lots of events and tough doubles.
Well, it is a tough double, and look at, speaking of tough, this guy's gone out super quick as Adam Graham of Millfield School right in the centre. 58.2 to his feet. Wow, well, either he went well, he wasn't that far off his lifetime best in the heats this morning, but if he keeps this going, if he can keep on going here, he's going to absolutely smash his best time, which is a 204.77.
Yeah, he looks awesome as well. He's got such a nice high stroke. He's got a really still head position. He's almost swimming underneath the lane rope, so he might get a little bit faster if he could just swim down the centre and not kind of catch those shoulders. But looking very good indeed, and seems to be finding a little bit more here.
Well, he looks fantastic, doesn't he? This is really impressive stuff for the Millfield School student. And Adam Graham, well, he's about, what, 7 metres ahead of the rest of the field. Maybe starting to come through in second, just a long way behind is Ollie Pope Fanet, but no doubt about the winner. Adam Graham, 204.77 is his lifetime best. 204.77, he's gone 201.3. Oh my word, 3.4 seconds. Adam, you are amazing. How come he was 206 in the heats and he's just gone 201? That's two different swimmers, isn't it?
Yeah, it is indeed, and he won that race there by what?
5 seconds or something in the end, 4 seconds. So a brilliant race, absolutely smashed his lifetime best of 2:04.77 and would have made the A final with that time that he's just swam in the final there. So fantastic from him. Dean Fern finishing second, had an entry time of 2:07, which was a PB from this morning, has now gone 2:05, and also in third. Entry time of 2:07, smashed it with a 2:05. So a very quick start to these men's 200 metres backstroke finals.
That is quite phenomenal. I don't think I've ever seen that. 2:06 in the morning. I can only think he was thinking that he could stroke it through a little bit more. But anyway, regardless of that, he's got a massive new lifetime best. He really does look very good indeed. And it's, well, Amy, you're just showing me it's underneath the junior consideration time.
Yeah, that 2 minutes 2:22 hadn't even highlighted for this junior final. And Adam Graham there absolutely smashing that with 2:01. So another swimmer under the European junior time.
Isn't that funny? I didn't highlight it as well because he was far too far away. Not a chance of making it. And what does he do? Smashes it. I wonder what these guys are thinking about that. I bet there's a little bit of adrenaline going through. There's the A finalists. That is the call room. Where's our Olympic bronze medalist? Just standing up in front of that black door on the right-hand side, middle centre. Luke Greenbank, World Championship silver medalist, Olympic bronze medalist on that 200 backstroke. Looked a little bit nervous, I think.
Yeah, he looked quite controlled this morning, but when you've got to find quite a big drop from the heat to the final, sometimes it's a big ask. He's 1:59 and looking for 1:56, so not impossible because we've just seen that 4-second lifetime best in our junior final.
Now the priority Paris final, the men's 200 metres backstroke. Well, these guys will be quaking a little bit, just seeing a 2:01. The fastest seed here is 2:04.91, so that puts into perspective that incredible swim from Adam Graham in that previous final. 3 seconds faster than the fastest seed in this one. Jordan McPhail is the fastest in lane number 4 from Edinburgh, with Oscar Barlow of University of Bath in 5.
Yeah, lane number 3 out really well there. Both Cherrington and Hemmings were at the European Junior Championships last summer. Connor Cherrington finished 4th there, and Robbie Hemmings made it back in that final. So Robbie Hemmings with a lifetime best of 2:01. It's gone out pretty quick, but Cherrington looking very controlled at the top of the screen.
Well, there are 3 juniors in this priority Paris final, and they're going well at the moment. I have to say, right at the top there leading is one of them. That's Connor Cherrington of Millfield School. Just seen his mate from Millfield, Adam Graham, completely destroy his lifetime best and the field, going at 2:01. And I think he's thinking, well, I'm better than him. I'm going to have a crack. And I think his lifetime best was, he's got to do a massive swim here. Also going well in 5 is Oscar Barlow in 5, the second of the 3 juniors. So juniors doing well so far in this priority Paris final.
Yeah, the swimmer at the top of the screen in lane 8, really using the opportunity here to swim well. He was 4th at the European Juniors last summer, so he'll want to be back on that team to give himself a chance to get onto that podium. And out 59.2, turns in 1:30, so he should be way under that personal best time.
Well, he can emulate that incredible swim of Adam Graham if he can bring it home. He's going well. Also still going well is the second junior, Oscar Barlow, starting to overtake as well now in lane number 5. This is an impressive swim, and I'm sure we're going to see more lifetime bests here. His best is 2:03.81 in the centre. 2:03.81, he's gone 2:02.6. 2:03.61 from Ben Harrison, so that's, from Connor Cherrington. So that's another lifetime best for him as well. This is really quick backstroke swimming. And to win a final, you've got to get a huge lifetime best so far. This is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, Barlow this morning came into this event at the time of 2:04. Just gone 2:02.62. Ben Harrison there finishing second from a lifetime best this morning of 2:05 and has dropped another 2 seconds off that tonight. Third, also swimming a lifetime best, came in with that entry time of 2:04, so another 2:03 swimmer. So lots of quick swimming, and sometimes when you see the heat before, you swim a little bit faster than you thought. You might be find something extra, use that adrenaline a little bit, and those boys there stepping up.
Well, some very fast finals in those first two in the junior and the priority Paris. Just adjusting the height there of that little ledge that hangs down from the top of the block from that ratchet system, just making sure it's at exactly the right height in the water for them. You can lift it up and down and then secure it to put it in the right spot for you so you get the maximum efficiency and the best start you possibly can.
Yeah, usually that ledge will be in and around that water line. If it's underneath the surface of the water, you obviously have to lift yourself up higher. So some of those slightly shorter swimmers might have that ledge just the north side of the water.
So the B final men's 200 backstroke, Zach Speakman of the University of Stirling is the fastest seed in 4. Multiple medalist actually at the Welsh Championships. He's in lane number 4, Zach Speakman in 3. It's William Riley of City of Cardiff, silver medalist on the 400 medley. Third fastest into this B final of the 200 backstroke.
Yeah, in lane 6, Jonathan Marshall was also part of that European team out in Rome last summer. He's a European junior bronze medalist in the 100, so lots of depth in this B final.
Men's 200 metres backstroke B final, the fastest 16 in Great Britain in these next two finals. 9 through 16 ranked after the heats this morning in this. And the fastest seed of them is Zach Speakman of University of Stirling in 4, with Toby Hill of City of Manchester Aquatics in lane number 5. But going well in 6 is Jonathan Marshall, and he is a bit of a sprinter, and so I think you spotted that early, Amy. He looks good down the first 50 metres.
Yeah, swam the 50 and the 100 at the European Championships in Rome, where he ended up doing a swim-off, I think it was, in the 50 metres backstroke. So we knew he'd be out pretty quick. It'd be interesting to see what strength he's got in that back 200. So a personal best time this morning of 2:03, so out pretty well, nice and controlled, but going well is also William Riley in lane 3. We know he's tough, a silver medalist in the 400 individual medley.
Well, he was up very quick in lane number 3, William Riley. Didn't use the underwater phase anywhere near as well as Jonathan Marshall up there in 6, and now going very well indeed in lane number 7 is Jack Skerry of Newhall School Swimming Academy, up in lane number 7 with that black hat. And well, he looks good at the moment. Lovely still head, really rolling his shoulders. If you roll the one shoulder up nice and high, it allows you to really dig in with the other hand and get some nice still water, and really deep, nice catch. In 3, also going well now is William Riley, and you did say he was tough, and he's looking very good here in the blue hat.
Yeah, the strength from that 400 individual medley starting to show through. We see quite often swimmers that are good at backstroke and good at individual medley, so really good to see him working hard here and pulling away from the rest of the field into the finish.
Well, still that 2:01 from the first final, the junior finals, looking very good indeed. Here in this B final of the men's 200 backstroke, William Riley of City of Cardiff, what can he go? 2 minutes 0.2. Wow, 2 minutes 0.2. Best time was 2:01.9. That's a really great swim. I don't know if I'm utterly delighted for him with a 1.7 PB, 1.7 second lifetime best, or 21 hundredths outside of breaking the 2 minutes. Wow, what a swim.
Yeah, really tough when you're close to one of those barriers and those benchmark times, but absolutely great swim there. Went out nice and controlled, was in contention down that first 50, and he really built through that third 50 to make a little bit of a difference, and this last 50 just kept going for me, accelerated right into the finish.
So William Riley wins the B final of the men's 200 metres backstroke in a really good time, 2 minutes 0.2. Second was Toby Hill of Manchester Aquatics in a 2:01, and that's another lifetime best for him as well.
Yeah, lifetime best from second, and Jonathan Marshall, sorry, in third. So really excited for this A final. The pressure's on. The swimmers have been swimming quick in these penultimate finals.
Well, there's some fascinating stuff going on here. Look at lane 8. He's out in lane 8. Bronze on the 50, silver on the 100. Cam Brooker, slowest seed into this final. He can go very fast. Sam Greenbank, junior Greenbank in lane number 1, senior Greenbank in lane number 5. Two brothers in the British Championship final of the 200 metres backstroke. Wonder when the last time that was. Possibly never. Matt Ward of Mount Kelly in lane number 7. did the European Junior qualification time in the heats this morning at 2 minutes 0.71. He's fast. Commonwealth champion only in lane 2.
Yeah, Brodie Williams this morning looked nice and controlled. Wasn't really happy with his 100 earlier in the week, so he's been waiting to come out and give this 200 backstroke a go. Elliot Klug in lane 6 was part of the Commonwealth Games team in 2018. Brilliant 100 backstroke, 200 backstroker and sprint freestyler.
And Charlie Brown in lane number 3 in this, the final, the A final, the men's 200 metres backstroke. Fantastic age grouper. His lifetime best is 158.2, which is fast. The fastest seed came off 158.7. Luke Greenbank, British record holder, bronze on the 100, but he's Olympic bronze medalist on this 200, World Championship silver medalist on this 200 backstroke. He's in lane 5. He's not qualified for the World Championships yet. A little bit of pressure on his shoulders. Hasn't been particularly well. I wonder if he's back yet. I wonder if he's well enough to perform really on top of his game here in this final.
Yeah, we didn't see him firing on all cylinders in that 100, but Luke's not really a 100 backstroke swimmer. He just does it because there's an opportunity there. But with Oliver Morgan on his shoulders, that battle's going to be really interesting as he goes in lane number 4 in this 200 backstroke.
And Ollie Morgan is the fastest seed in 4. He's already won gold on the 50. He's won gold on the 100. And would you believe it, Ollie Morgan's going for the treble on the backstroke, the 50, the 100, and this, the 200 gold. Can he do it? There in lane number 2 is the Commonwealth champion, Brodie Williams. The lane assignments here are fascinating. In 2 is the Commonwealth champion. In 5 is the Olympic bronze medalist, the World Championship silver medalist. 2 and 5 with the new superstar in 4, Ollie Morgan. This is going to be really interesting. 3 clear lanes between 2 and 5, the 2 big men, Williams and Greenbank.
Yeah, Morgan in the centre there knows he's on form, so he'll have a lot of confidence coming into this final. So I'm a lifetime best this morning of 2 minutes 0.2, so, sorry, was 2 minutes 0.2.
The final of the men's 200 metres backstroke. It's the big final right on the 15 metres mark. Really good start from Brodie Williams in lane number 2. Also a decent start right at the top there is Cam Brooker, the bronze medalist on the 50, the silver on the 100. So we expect him to go out pretty quickly, and he's doing exactly that right at the top of the shot there in lane number 8.
Yeah, this race for me, these boys know they can't be out slow. Oliver Morgan is going to be out quick, and if he's in the form he has been on that 100, he's just going to keep going. So these boys really pushing the first 100.
And just 0.2 of a second splitting the top 4 at that 50 metres turn. Cam Brooke is trying to steal it from lane 8 and go early. This is interesting. Luke Greenbank in 5 trying to respond. Still going very well though is Brodie Williams, and there's a lot of big guys here, very well placed. This is going to be a really, really interesting second 100. The halfway turn, Brodie Williams is over first, Brooke is over second, and Luke Greenbank only 4th.
Yeah, Williams very quick around that wall. Luke Greenbank now starts to come into his own. Can't count him out just yet. This third 50 really trying to make a difference, but Brodie Williams looks really good at the bottom of the screen.
Well, I've seen Luke Greenbank swim this 200 metres backstroke so many different ways, but not often coming from behind to go and win it. And that's another really good 50 and a great turn down in lane number 2 from Brodie Williams. Williams trying to steal it now in lane number 2. Luke Greenbank trying to come back.
Yeah, excellent skills there from Brodie. Really working hard into the finish. That world consideration time is pretty quick, 1:56.60. So giving it his all into this finish.
So Brodie Williams in lane number 2, but they're charging at him in 4. It's Ollie Morgan coming back very fast indeed. Greenbank's still there. Is Williams going to get the touch? Oliver Morgan gets the touch. No, I can't believe that's incredible. Ollie Morgan gets gold on the 50, gold on the 100, and now gold on the 200. 157.1, 157.17, I should say, because it was 157.18 for Brodie Williams. 1/100th of a second, and it was the very last centimetre of that 200 metres backstroke that he won it.
I can't believe that. I think I'm in shock. He was coming through so well down that last 50, but I thought Williams had it there in lane number 2, but Oliver Morgan came in to this competition with a lifetime best of 2 minutes, 0.2, and he's just gone 1:57.1, and he's won the gold in the 50, the gold in the 100, and now gold in the 200 backstroke. Shocked.
Shocking. Shockingly brilliant finish as well. I mean, that was just stunning. Who would have thought he won the 50 backstroke, Ollie Morgan? Who would have thought he won the 100? He's just won the 200. He's beaten the Commonwealth champion. He's beaten the World Championship silver medalist and the Olympic bronze medalist. Ollie Morgan, national champion, 50, 100, 200 backstroke. We talked about it before the meet, but I daren't even believe it was going to happen. That's very impressive. I really hope the selectors consider him. He's not done the time in the 100 or the 200 metres backstroke that gets consideration, but there are wild card selections, and I really hope they do take him, because that medley relay is going to be wonderful. Let's hear what he's got to say to John Mason. Wow.
You know, Oliver, I think that smile sort of says it all. That's the 50, the 1 and the 2. That was a serious finish there. You know, going into the 200, obviously strategy plays a big part. Was that the race plan? Hold on to the end and just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, coming away with the 50 and the 100.
I mean, we got it up here.
I mean, I was going to use the speed to start off with. I think it was pretty quick, but I don't know. And then, yeah, I came onto that last wall and just thought, it's time to go. So, yeah.
I mean, it was an amazing race. A 0.01 you beat Brody by. It was like right down to the touch. But you've managed to do all 3 of these now, the 50, the 1 and the 2. After saying to me that you just started really focusing on this 18 months ago, this has got to give you confidence moving forward. Like, I'm really excited about what we're going to see from you coming in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to get the treble.
Oh, here's that finish. Here you come. Did you know? Did you know where Brody was?
No, I couldn't see him whatsoever.
Oh, what a finish!
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, but you know, just sorry, going back to that last question. Moving forward, you know, focusing. There's got to be a bit of a boost in that confidence.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the treble whatsoever. I feel like every meet I've been to, my focus has been on each of the different ones rather than focusing on just one. And yeah, it seems to have all come together at one meet, so.
Yeah. What a way to do it, right? The biggest stage in the UK.
Yeah.
Congratulations, 3rd-time British champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the incredible Oliver Morgan.
Well, if there's a way to finish a 200 metres backstroke, it is exactly like that. I still can't believe he got the finish. He absolutely threw that last arm over, pushed so hard onto the touchpad that 0.01 just splitting him and Brody there. Amazing result.
I don't think either of us have had quite as wide open mouths for an awful long time as we had watching that last 15 metres. I mean, he was 3rd for a long time, then he was 2nd by miles, and the very last stroke. What a lovely guy, though. What a lovely, humble, fabulous interview we did as well. I mean, I tell you what, if there's a star to be born there, that's very impressive. If he can keep on improving like he just has done. I mean, utterly ludicrous lifetime bests. Gold 50, gold 100, gold 200. Keep that going and keep his feet on the ground as well. What a future he's got.
Yeah, indeed. And another one of our stars was in this women's 1500 metres freestyle. That is British Swimming's business manager, Adam Clark.
So these are the medals for the women's 1500 metres freestyle. Michaela Glenister winning the bronze from the University of Stirling. 16:44.5. And the silver, well, she swam really well. It was a gutsy swim. She tried to track the gold medalist, and she did it for an awful long time. It's a new lifetime best from Fleur Lewis of Loughborough University, 16:25.78. It really was a very good swim indeed. Lifetime best in the final heats at the women's 1500 metres freestyle. But look at this, the 14-year-old birthday girl today, Amelie Bloxage of City of Salford, a huge lifetime best, 12-second lifetime best, wins the British Championship title, senior title, in the women's 1500 metres freestyle. Yeah, come and stand beside me. Love it.
Yeah, she was amazing, really, and there's not many other words to describe that swim. She came into the British Championships, and at 14, on her 14th birthday, stood up against some swimmers that have been in that mix plenty of times before and absolutely smashed it, smashed her own personal best, smashed all the records, smashed through the top 10. She was just fantastic.
She was extraordinary. And she's still, I hope she takes this in the right way, she's still very raw. And some of the starts she did at the start of the week, she almost just fell off the starting blocks. Lots of little things that I'm sure people like you, Amy, could just work with her and her coach and help. And I'm sure Kev Renshaw, the distance lead, will be looking at that as well. Just lots of little bits and pieces. The first breath off the wall, popping straight up.
Yeah, lots to improve on really in a 1500 metres. It makes such a difference. And we go back to the 50, total polar opposite. And we saw Lewis Fraser there picking up his bronze medal in the men's 50 metres butterfly. Didn't think I'd be seeing Ben Proud in second place at the end of this race, but he had a fantastic 50 freestyle yesterday and 27.1317, for silver tonight.
Well, he didn't seem to have a very good start, so never really got going, Ben Proud, on the left-hand side there. I'm sure he'll be back, no doubt about that, but Jacob Peters has impressed. Only the second Brit ever underneath 23 seconds, 22.89. And having won the 100 metres butterfly and a new lifetime best, 51.1, to go 22.8 on the 50 fly. That's two super impressive sprint fly swims.
Yeah, 2 lifetime bests, 2 wins. So given the selectors lots to think about in that men's 100 metres butterfly, in and around that qualification time. So definitely want to be on that team under that consideration time.
Garrett Evans of West Suffolk winning the bronze medal in the women's 100 metres breaststroke. And she's still got the age group record for the 13-year-olds. Swim a lifetime best. Great to see her, such a good 13-year-old, and come back here and swim a lifetime best to win bronze at the British Championships. Imogen Clark gets the silver, 67.92. Another good swim from her. A really good attack it was down that first 50, wasn't it?
Yeah, she gave it her all down that first 50, knowing that Cara was probably going to be chasing her all the way into the finish. But Cara Hanlon swims another 106. Sometimes when you post a really quick time, you think, how have I done that? Can I do it again? But she replicated that well here, and interesting to hear her. Fingers crossed she's on one of the teams this summer, because she's even looking to move it forwards further.
A fabulous gold medal, and just outside the Scottish record that she set to win the British Universities Championships. Was a fabulous gold medal. I'm still in shock on that men's 200 backstroke, you know, really quite incredible. So we've had the 1500 metres freestyle for women, we've had the men's 50 metres butterfly, just had the women's 100 metres breaststroke, and then that incredible 200 metres backstroke finish, 1/100 splitting them. Women's 100 fly will be very interesting. Hard to call a winner there. Let's just skip quickly though to the big one. I just can't wait for that men's 200 metres freestyle.
Yeah, it seems unfair that they leave it right till the end, but save the best till last, and we are in for a treat in that race. 4 Olympic champions, all part of that men's 4x200 freestyle team, so I cannot wait for that one.
Well, it's going to be a completely wonderful race, that is. You must hang around for that men's 200 metres freestyle final. 7 Olympians out of the 8 swimmers. And the 8th swimmer is champion on the 400 metres freestyle, so he's not slow either. Really is going to be a fabulous race. Gold and silver at the Olympic Games on the individual 200 metres freestyle. They're both in there. All 4 of the British men on that 4x200 metres freestyle relay that won Olympic gold. They're all in there. It is just an exceptional race. The final of the women's 100 metres butterfly is coming up in 4 races' time, the big final. The first one is the junior final with Holly Widows as the fastest seed. Got Kiana McInnes against Laura Stevens, against Harriet Jones, against Emily Large. What a final that's going to be in 4 100 metres butterflies time.
Yeah, really looking forward to that contest. It's almost the 50 sprinters and the 200 sprinters meet in the middle, and a lot of them girls swim the 100 fly very well. In this race, in lane 8, interesting to see how Blythe Kingsman swims. She's from a lifetime best this morning. She's been on fire this week. And with her and Holly Widows in the centre of the pool, looking to qualify in those European junior spots.
The junior final of the women's 100 metres butterfly with Holly Widows of Mount Kelly right in the centre. Had a really good start in that white hat. Also gone well down this first 25 is Phoebe Cooper of City of Sheffield.
Yeah, these two girls both at the European Junior Championships last year. Phoebe Cooper was the European Youth Olympic winner in that 200 individual medley. So these girls also looked really good in the 200 earlier in the week, but just getting it to the turn is Phoebe Cooper. Gone out really fast, 27.96.
Well, Phoebe Cooper has gone well in lane number 6, and also gone well is Holly Widows of Mount Kelly in 4, but coming back as well really quickly is Constance Phillips of Nova Centurion in 3. It looks like it's still Cooper though out in 6, and she's got about a 3/4 of a body length lead over the rest of the field, and she's going well. Head down, good discipline with 10 metres to go, starting to tire a little bit, breathing a lot inside that last 5 metres. Head down in the final stroke, 60.10. Another 1.5 second lifetime best for Phoebe Cooper of City of Sheffield. That's a fabulous swim for her. Second was Constance Phillips of Nova Centurion. Third, Chloe Harris of Wolverhampton, and fourth, Holly Widows.
Yeah, very quick swimming there from Phoebe Cooper. Breathing inside the last 5, but she did get her head down in that last stroke, and 60.10 is under that junior consideration time. So she's given the girls something to think about in these finals coming up.
Well, Phoebe Cooper underneath that junior time, you're right, so and fairly comfortably underneath it by 0.6 of a second. So that's a very good performance. There's the A finalists, and a little bit more serious, a little bit quieter, a little bit less joking around here.
Yeah, I think this 100 metres butterfly is going to be very close between these girls in the centre of the pool. So not surprised that there's a little bit of animosity in there, just making sure that they're getting ready for their own race. You want to come out on top. You don't want someone else to bag that relay spot.
Animosity, I'm liking that, Amy. Wow.
Tense.
I'll tell you what, I've just seen stuff that just doesn't happen in the men's events at all. There's no man that helps another man stick his suit on, and there's generally no man who helps another man stick his swimming hat on. I've never thought about that in a ready room. I don't know why, it's just struck me. Anyway, there we go.
Yeah, straps of a race suit are not easy to get on. They're that tight for a reason, so you sometimes need just a little bit of help to kind of stuff your shoulder in. And long hair and swimming hats, it's not for the faint-hearted, is swimming.
Have you ever said, when somebody said, can you help me with the strap, have you ever said no?
No, because I would be terrified if somebody said no and didn't help me, because I'd be probably stuck.
God. The stuff you learn in the commentary box. British National Championships 2023. This is the junior final. No, it's not. It's the Priority Paris final of the women's 100 fly. Katie Price of Bath in 4. Possibly a slightly better start in 5 was Madeline Robinson of University of Stirling. Madeline Robertson also in 3. May Bradburn of Basildon and Phoenix.
Yeah, Sky Carter in lane number 7. Very good sprint freestyle swimmer. Ashley Bailey in lane 1 after that European Junior qualification time. So lane 3 going out well here. May Bradburn taking it out. Got a nice butterfly stroke. Maybe squeezing that kick. I would like to see a little bit more power there, but she's looking really good round that wall down this second 50.
She's in 3, and 2 of Doug Campbell's swimmers from Basildon and Phoenix in this event in lanes 3 and 7. And it's very tight indeed, and right in the hunt still is May Bradburn of Basildon and Phoenix in 3. What a race this is, all in a line. Choose between that lot. Maybe closest to us, Ashley Bailey of City of Sheffield's going to get it. I think she did. She did. 61.11 for Ashley Bailey, winning the Priority Paris final of the women's 100 metres butterfly. Second, Katie Price of University of Bath. Third in 6 was Maisie Elliott of University of Loughborough.
Yeah, Sheffield on top again. in that Priority Paris final, Phoebe Cooper. So I'm really well in our junior final. Teammate Ashley Bailey there. Semi-final at the European Juniors last year in the 100 butterfly, comes back and wins this year our Priority Paris final.
And there we go. So Maisie Elliott in third from Loughborough. Second was Catty Price of Bath, and first, the local girl, Ashley Bailey of City of Sheffield, 61.11, winning it. Ashley Bailey's lifetime best, well, it is 60.76, so she was right on that. It was a season's best by quite a long way, though, to win that Priority Paris final. Now the B final of the women's 100 metres butterfly. And a couple of juniors, well, one junior in lane number 5, very, very capable of going under that junior consideration time. It's Eva Okaro of Sevenoaks in 5.
Yeah, 60.56 is her time, so her PB is under that consideration time. She set that in the heat this morning, so she's done it once, but you always like to come into the final, into the arena, with some lights, with a little bit of tension, and pull out another quick swim.
One of the Schlossen sisters, not particularly easy to say, one of the Schlossen sisters in lane number 5, Chiara Schlossen, fastest seed into this B final of the women's 100 fly. Eva Okaro of Sevenoaks in 5, Schlossen in 4. The purple suit of Schlossen. So the B final of the women's 100 metres butterfly, and possibly the best start coming in lane number 3, Georgina Pryor of Deventio. Okaro had a good start, probably just broke out a little bit too deep and struggled a little bit to burst to the surface, use the momentum and use the energy to really go forward. A good start underwater it was, though.
Yeah, super important in the opening length here of this 100 butterfly. Georgie Pryor was out very quick, but starting to get caught now. Centre of the pool. Tie there, 4.50, so it is Okaro and Schlossen in the centre, 27.59.
Well, tied to 1/100th in those yellow lane lines, but a really good turn in 3 again. Georgina Pryor of Deventio coming through now. The strength of Chiara Schlossen of Edinburgh University starting to tell down this second 50, and she's breathing every 2 strokes. It's good discipline. Is she going to breathe inside this last 5 metres? No, she's not. Very good discipline indeed, and she gets the touch. 59.60. First time ever under 60 seconds, and she's really knocked it for 6. Brilliant swim. 59.60. Schlossen wins the B final of the women's 100 metres butterfly.
I was just thinking, do we get a little smile there? First time under 60 seconds at 59.60. Set the time now for the swimmers in the B final, and a great personal best in our first time under 60 seconds.
60.43 from Okaro of Sevenoaks, so that is underneath the junior consideration time. It's a very good swim from her. Well, some cracking swimming so far in this women's 100 metres butterfly, and the big guns now coming out. It is the A final, the big final of this women's 100 metres butterfly. The fastest seed is Kiana McInnes, the Scottish record holder of University of Stirling. The slowest qualifier, and she's not slow at all, is Yasmin Perry of University of Aberdeen. Performance in lane number 8 in 1. 5th on the 200 metres butterfly is Holly Hibbett. She can go quick.
Yeah, it took sub 60 seconds to make it back into this A final. Holly Hibbett, lifetime best of 58.9, so she's in amongst the mix. She's very tough down that second 50, having been a very strong 200 butterfly swimmer.
And 7, Betsy Wizard of Northampton, training out in Arkansas with the coach there, Neil Harper, British team captain, of course, back in 1988 at the Olympic Games in Seoul, Korea. He's over here, lovely chap he is. Lucy Grieve of University of Stirling, bronze on the 50 flies in lane number 2. In 6, it's Emily Large, silver medalist on the 200. You notice lots of 50 medalists and 200 metres medalists. I do love it when the 50 sprinters and the 200 distance swimmers come and clash in the middle, and here, what a swim she had, Laura Stevens, on that 200.
Yeah, Laura's excellent at both the 100 and the 200. Definitely better at the 200, but only slightly. Harriet Jones not a 200 butterfly swimmer, prefers that 50 and the 100, so it is that clash of the titans right in the centre of the pool.
Set a Welsh record on the 50 metres freestyle here did Harriet Jones in lane number 5. City of Cardiff in 4. Bronze on the 200 fly. Scottish record holder. 58.55 is the Scottish record, and I think she'll have to go underneath that if she's going to win here. Laura Stevens in 3, one of only 4 swimmers to achieve the automatic qualifying time for the World Championships. Only 4 swimmers. What a great swim that was. Amazing swim on the 200. What can she do on this 100?
Yeah, she was brilliant in that 200 metres butterfly. She went out very well and came back so strong. So really excited to see her there. Kiana McInnes is in all black in the centre of the pool, so it's almost going to be who gets out fast, but who can bring it back better.
That narrows it down. It's going to be fascinating. The speed merchants against the distance butterfly swimmers. Amy, where's the goal going to go? I've no idea. The A final of the women's 100 metres butterfly, and the fastest seed run in the centre is Kiana McInnes of University of Stirling. In 5, Harriet Jones, possibly the sprint specialist, had the best start just.
Yeah, Harriet out really well there. Also down the bottom of the screen, Holly Hibbert going out pretty hard, but if it's close at this 50, it's almost going to be too difficult to call down the second 50. These girls, very strong upper body. Kiana choosing to breathe every 2. But Harriet Jones there is out first, 27.0.
Well, you caught it, Amy. It's the sprinters going out quickly and then the distance swimmers coming back, and this is fascinating. Head down for Harriet Jones. She's got to be very disciplined about down this second 50 metres of this 100 metres butterfly. Coming back now is McInnes in 4 and Stevens in 3. Stevens in 3, McInnes in 4, Jones in 5, all in a line, really tight down this last 10 metres or so. Who's going to get the touch? McInnes may well get it, does she? I think she did. Yes, she did. 57.97, a massive new Scottish record for Kiana McInnes of University of Stirling. What a swim that was from her. 57.97 wins it. Laura Stevens, 58.14, gets the silver, and the bronze goes to Harriet Jones of Cardiff, 58.49.
Yeah, really happy for Kiana there. 3rd in the 200. I knew she'd be quick coming down that second 50, but I wasn't sure if Laura had that little bit more, but first time sub 58 and swims 57.97, a new British champion.
And what a second 50, but I think maybe where she got it was on the first 50, because you said that she was a great 200 flyer, so she'd come back, but there was very little difference between her and Harriet Jones at the 50 metres turn, Amy.
Yeah, she did well to hang on to Harriet there, knowing Harriet would go out fast. Kiana just sat on her hip, probably wasn't worrying too much, but knowing she had that confidence to absolutely hammer home in the second 50. So 57.97 is a 0.6 personal best and takes 0.6 off the Scottish record, so very good from her. Let's hear what she has to say to John.
Hey, Kiana, you know what? Oh, that's open. There you go. Let's have some water. All right. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, Kiana, British champion. Just needs a sip of water. We love that. Great end to your week. That was a big swim, a new Scottish record. Well done. What a way to finish out your program.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really pleased with that. I'd said to my coach last week that I'd wanted to go sub 58 in that, so just to squeeze under that is really, really nice. And yeah, after the 200 fly, it's really, really good as well.
Of course, and you know, you said you want to squeeze under that. Getting in the pool and racing against, you know, people like Imogen, like Laura, it's a great way to sort of do that, right? Because the racing against athletes of that caliber push you on to be better, and you got to race them if you want to be better, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. I think in the 200 we're doing really, really well as a nation. And I think the 100's kind of got that bit of a gap, which is really, really important for the relay swims. So I think pushing that on a bit more this season, which is really nice.
Well, congratulations. I love to see you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Kiana McInnes, your new British champion.
Thank you.
There you are.
Yeah, really pleased for Kiana there. That 58 barrier's a pretty tough one to break, and really good to see her there say that she was good at the 200 and she knew that she was going to be good in that, but she wanted to try and take the opportunity in that 100 for those relay spots, and she's done just that this evening.
Well, it's a very impressive swim and a 0.6 of a second lifetime best on 100. These are not small bites being taken out of these lifetime bests. 0.6 on 100 is fantastic. It really is very good. It'll be super to see swimming moving on again when they go to the World Championships. I mean, these times are good, but if they can move them on again, which I'm sure is what Chris Spice and his team will want at the World Championships. There's the B final, look, in the call room. And those guys are not mucking about at all. Look at that, there's no laughing and joking there. Look at that, guys. Why?
Yeah, those boys probably wanted to be in that A final, but they've got to do the best job they can in that B final. It's not guaranteed who's going to be on the plane in the summer. We've seen Jacob Whittle will go in that B final, so it's definitely not going to be a slow one. I think all 4 of these finals are going to be so close, and we've got 4 brilliant races to finish with.
The first of the last 4 races at this British Championships for 2023 from Ponds Forge in Sheffield. The trial for the World Championships and for up to 5 junior championships that will be swum this summer. This is the junior final of the men's 200 metres freestyle, and Henry Gray, the fastest seed. Lisa Bates, protégé from Chelsea Westminster in lane number 4.
Yeah, these boys this morning swam personal best, all season's best across the board. So wanting to be back in one of these finals, wanting to get ever so slightly closer to being part of that Great Britain 4x men's team. I know I would want to be in that team if I could.
Yeah, me too. Junior final, men's 200 freestyle. Henry Gray, fastest seed in 4. 4 lengths of the pool, 6 lifetime bests and 2 seasons best from these 8 athletes in the heats this morning. It was electric, really an electric set of heats. Up in lane number 7, Ruben Robotham Keating of City of Manchester Aquatics gone out very, very quickly indeed. This is the last of his 7 events at this championship. It's a brutal schedule, and he just keeps on swimming quickly.
Yeah, he's had one of those days. He had a very tough double, so he got in and he swam pretty well, I think, if not in and around his lifetime best in all of those swims.
Stefan Krawiak right at the top there of East Lothian swimming team. And he's started well. Now the big guys in the centre. It's funny, you always think maybe you get to the 100 and then go. The big guys seem to start going into the 100 metres turn. And if you wait for the turn, you get left behind. 3 and 4 quick. Harry Wynne-Jones of City of Milton Keynes and Henry Gray in lane 4. 3 and 4. Look at 3 start to go. Wynne-Jones.
Yeah, nothing splitting them at the turn, but Wynne-Jones there. Nice off the wall, starting to pick up the leg kick pretty early in this third 50, so he's making his move now, trying to pull away from the rest of the field.
Well, this is an impressive early bolt. Whether it's gone too early or not, I'm not quite sure. Over first still is Harry Wynne-Jones of City of Milton Keynes by what, about a quarter of a second from the rest of the field, but they're having a go, and look up there again is Ruben Robotham Keating of Manchester.
Yeah, these boys both breathing across the pool. Wynne-Jones there got a little bit of an advantage, might be able to see Ruben across there in the right.
So it's Ruben up in 7, Harry down in 3, and these 2 guys almost a body length clear the rest of the field, and it's going to be very tight indeed. I think Harry Wynne-Jones is going to get in 3. He does. Harry Wynne-Jones, 1:51.42, another massive lifetime best, 1.5 seconds inside of his lifetime best to win the junior final of the men's 200 metres freestyle. And that, if it's the 4th final that we're going to see, with a 3rd, the 2nd, and then the big boys in the fastest, 1:51 in that. What a great set of British 200 metre sprinters we've got. Harry Wynne-Jones wins it, 1:51.4. Robotham Keating 2nd, 1:51.5. Wow.
Yeah, 1:52 there, finishes 3rd. And here we have it, the boys in our A final. Tom Dean, Matt Richard, James Guy, Kieran Bird, Jack McMillan, William Bell, Duncan Scott, Joe Litchfield. So excited for that final race.
Where's Duncan? He's not in that picture, is he? I wonder where he is. I wonder if he's sitting on the sidelines. He's going to be in lane 1. He's going to be in outside lane. I wonder if he's just going to sit outside and make them a little bit nervous by not talking to them. He's a canny chap. I love him, I have to say. He's a wonderful guy. He's a guy you never, ever bet against. Mind you, you don't bet against Jimmy Guy. You don't bet against Olympic champion Tom Dean. You certainly don't bet against Matt Richards at the moment, fastest in the world this year on 100 metres freestyle. You've got to bet for somebody, though. Who are you going to bet on in that final?
Oh, that's such a tough question. I would love to say James Guy would be on the podium.
Yeah, each way bet on James Guy. It's going to be such a fascinating final. It's coming up in 3 finals time. So we've had the junior, and it was quick. 2 151s taking first and second. This is the men in the Priority Paris final. And the time that won that junior final, faster than all of these guys from the heats this morning. I bet these guys suddenly, adrenaline flowing through them. Fastest seed in 4 is Finn Nicol of Swansea, and 5 it's William Bell of Loughborough University. I wonder if we'll get close to the 1 minute 50-second barrier in this, the men's Priority Paris final of the 200 metres freestyle. They're going to have to go quickly if they want to win it, and it's going to be a really, really big one. This is the Priority Paris final of the men's 200 metres freestyle, and going out fast in lane number 4 is Finn Nicol of Swansea University.
Yeah, great start. Seems to be super important in this 200 freestyle. You can't afford to be left behind. This is the event that everybody wants to be in. We've saved the best to last, so these boys really getting after it in the opening 75 metres.
Well, they are. Michael Ripper of Loughborough University. He's ripped the first 75. He's looked very good indeed up there in lane number 7 in the black hat, but the fastest so far in lane 4 is Finn Nicol going into this 100 metres turn. Let's see how they go in, and let's see the underwaters. 53.69 to his feet, up quite quickly is Finn Nicol. Now the charge is going to start on this second 100. Solomon Williams, the white hat in lane number 2 from Millfield, closest to us, set a lifetime best to qualify, and he's going well. Yeah, starting to make a move at the bottom of the screen. Solomon Williams there in lane 2. After that European Junior qualification time, it is 1:50.63, so it's quicker than the 3 juniors in the pool. Lane 1, Alexander Sargent is over first though with 50 metres to go, 1:22.51, not far ahead of Solomon on his shoulder. Well, this is fascinating again. This is the Duncan Scott lane. He's going to be in lane 1, and look at this. Is this warming it up for Duncan Scott? Alex Sargent of Millfield School and the Black Cats swimming away from the rest of the field. This is impressive. How close can he get to that 1 minute 50 mark? He's going to be very close indeed. I think he might get there, you know. Oh, 1:50.13. Almost cruel, but brilliant swim. 2 seconds underneath his lifetime best. It's just coming thick and fast. Season's best, but lifetime bests everywhere. Alexander Sargent winning the Priority Paris final of the men's 200 metres freestyle. Wow, what a swim. Yeah, so I'm a lifetime best in the heats to make it into this final in one of those outside lanes, but used the opportunity from a brilliant race, really built through that second half and finishes 1:50.13. So excellent swim from him. Tyler Melvin Smith there in second, just outside that European junior time. Well, here's the boiler room. These guys are absolutely going to have to go faster. There's Duncan Scott. Look, high fives all around. I've got to tell you, the faces are far more straight they were in the 100 metres. There's lots of fist pumping going on, but look at the nerves. Look at the nerves. You can tell the legs jingling. Jimmy Guy on the left. Woohoo! Can't wait. One more final to go. Just the B final, and then the big boys come in. And saying the big boys come in, there's some massive boys in this B final. Sharanik's in there, Whittle's in there, Evan Jones is in there, George Smith. What a B final. Yeah, indeed. Smith was bronze in that 200 breaststroke, so a 3-second lifetime best in the heat. In lane 2 is Ben Cope from the city of Sheffield. George Smith's going in 3 for Sterling, and then 4 is Evan Jones, the fastest seed, 1:49.4, didn't make the final. Fastest in the B final. Jacob Whittle, British Olympian, 5th in the 100 metres. second fastest qualifier for this B final of the men's 200 metres freestyle. Sheranek, bronze on the 200 medley, bronze on the 400 medley. What a B final it is.
Yeah. Boys in the centre of the pool, Sheranek there and Jones are part of that bronze 4x2 relay in Scotland. Jacob Whittle, one of our Tokyo 2020 Olympians. So plenty of depth in this men's 200 freestyle. And as you say, 1:49 leads the way in this B final. So some more quick swimming to expect.
Whittle on the left in the red hat. The black hat on the right is Evan Jones. Both of them with the poolside leg up on the blocks, looking at each other, trying to stay as focused as they possibly can, looking straight down that lane. Look at that. 4 lengths of this pool. It's the B final for the men's 200 freestyle. Whittle in the red hat in 5. Evan Jones of Stirling in 4. The B final of the men's 200 metres freestyle, and Jacob Whittle in lane number 5. Well, he hasn't had the best start. That coming very much from Alexander Painter of Millfield School, the white hat up there in lane number 7. And Whittle now, well, he didn't have the best start, but he's really flying down this first 50 metres of this 200 metres freestyle B final.
Yeah, probably not the happiest that he's missed out on that A final. He has a lifetime best of 1:47, so he was capable of being in there amongst the mix, and he's now just got to punch a time, stamp a time, set that for the boys in the A final to come and try and achieve. But going out with him in lane number 4 is Evan Jones, so those 4x2 relay swimmers in the centre of the pool.
Well, it's going to be a really good lesson for everyone this year, 12 months out of the Olympic trials. You can't mess about in Great Britain on the men's 200 metres freestyle heats. You're going to have to go very, very quickly. And look how close this is. 52-54, tied for first place. That's Evan Jones and Mark Sheranek at the halfway turn.
Yeah, Evan Jones there, just built around that turn. Looks very good down this third 50. So he's also going to be breathing towards those boys on his shoulder as he comes down the final 50. But just pulling away from these boys, still making ground. Got a very good leg kick. He's driving really hard, but proved very effective. Over in 1:20.47, so half a second ahead of Mark Sheranek.
Well, surely he's going to do a lifetime best. Here is Evan Jones of University of Stirling, and this is a really good swim. Massive pause out there at the front. Beautiful long stroke. He's swimming away from the rest of the field. His lifetime best, 1:49.00. This is a really good swim from Evan Jones. Swam well at the British University Championships, but this is going to exceed that, I'm sure. Is he going to go 1:48? Yes, he does. 1:48.24, massive lifetime best by 0.8 of a second. That's a super swim from him, and very, very nearly a 1:47. That is wonderful. The B final won in 1:48.2.
Yeah, really impressive from Evan Jones there. Was part of that Scottish relay team last year where Duncan Scott was in the anchor, so he's been in that high pressure environment before. Probably not the happiest to be in the B final, but he's absolutely smashed it, stamped his ground and set that benchmark. So really good to see him there. 1:48.2 and a lifetime best.
Brilliant swim. Evan Jones coming from an excellent swimming family. His dad was an Olympian, but I'm pretty sure that Evan Jones, well, if he keeps on improving as he does, he's going to be pushing for a spot on that men's 4x2 free relay next year. So many people wanting to get on that 4x2 for Great Britain at the Olympic Games, of course. Gold medal at the Olympic Games, just missed out the world record, but Olympic champions, 4 of them in the final. There was another one that swam in the heat, so we had 5 gold medals come back from that one event. Evan Jones winning the B final of the men's 200 metres freestyle. 1:48.2 is a super swim. Sheranek second, Watkins third.
Yeah, really impressive there. Leads the way by 1.8 seconds. So not an easy feat in this men's 200 freestyle. Thought it might be a bit closer, but he really took advantage there and had a superb swim in 1:48.2.
Oh, let me just take a breath, because this is it. This is the one that everyone's been waiting for. And British swimming, well, they've teased us. They've left the very best till last. It is the final of the men's 200 metres freestyle. And let me tell you, Olympic gold and Olympic silver
on the individual 200 metres freestyle in this final. You're only allowed 2 per country. We couldn't get any better. All of the 4 men from the men's 4x200 metres freestyle relay from the Olympics that won gold are in this final. Duncan Scott's in 1, Matt Richards in 3, Tom Dean in 4, James Guy in 5. Kieran Bird was at the Olympics in Tokyo, silver on the 400 metres freestyle. And look at this now in lane number 1. Olympic champion on the 4x2 free relay, silver on the individual 200 metres freestyle. He's in lane 1 in this final, Amy, 7th fastest qualifier.
Yeah, Duncan Scott in lane 1 there, but he did win the Europeans in Glasgow in 2018 from lane 1, so don't count him out just yet.
And this is interesting, Jack McMillan from University of Stirling swam at the Olympics as an Irishman. I think he's considering moving to qualify for Great Britain at the Olympic Games. See if he can get on that men's 4x2 free relay. Luke Turley, gold medal on the 400 metres freestyle here from the Bath Performance Centre. 1 lane inside Duncan Scott, who would have thought that? Joe Litchfield in 6. His starts and turns, Amy, well, he was probably the best starter and turner in the whole field.
Yeah, he was very good in that 200 freestyle this morning. Swam at the Tokyo Olympic Games, was in that 200 individual medley. He's been part of those 4x2 teams in the summer, but Matt Richards in lane 3, our Olympic champion in that 4x200 freestyle team. Swam brilliant in the heat of the 50, the heat of the 100, broke Welsh records, and really excited to see what he's got in lane 3.
Well, he went 47.7 on the individual 100 metres freestyle in the heats. The world's ranked number 1 100 metres freestyler. James Guy, he's been world champion on this 200 metres freestyle. He was on the 4x2 that won Olympic gold. He was also on the mixed medley relay that won gold at the Olympics and a world record. Olympic champion, 200 metres freestyle. What a way to finish this British Championships for 2023. The men's final of the 200 metres freestyle, and we come out, the last person to be presented to the crowd is the Olympic champion on the 200 freestyle, and of course led off that relay to gold on the 4x2. Amy Wilmot, what on earth have we got here? Who is going to win?
I can't call it. I have no idea. This field is absolutely stacked. Tom Dean in the centre there, Olympic champion. Scott in lane number 1, definitely not one to count out. Richards in 3, so I'm an unbelievable heat. James Guy, Mr. Dependable. Joe Litchfield, cracking out his skills. I have no idea.
I've got to tell you, nor do I. But I'm very, very worried about Duncan Scott in lane number 1, right on the outside. A little bit of noise still before this final. The guys just waiting. The final of the men's 200 metres freestyle. It's the final race of this British Championships. The greatest field ever assembled at a British Championship in the final. It's the men's 200 metres freestyle. Utterly extraordinary. 4 Olympic champions in 1 final. This is it, the A final of the men's 200 metres freestyle, and the Olympic champion in the individual 200 free is Tom Dean in the black hat right in the centre. Closest to us is Duncan Scott, also in a black hat. He got the silver medal on the individual 200 metres freestyle. In 3 on that 4x2 gold medaling relay, and also in 5, that's Richardson Guy. What a field.
Yeah, it is indeed, and really spoiled. We have such great depth in the 200 freestyle, but it is Dean over first there. James Guy on his shoulder. Richards in 3rd, Litchfield in 4th, Scott in 5th.
Well, 0.7 behind at the 50-metre mark, Duncan Scott. He can't afford to get too far behind, closest to us. And look at the charge already of Tom Dean in lane number 4. He's decided to go out fast, and he really has gone out quick. Tom Dean will turn first at the 100. Jimmy Guy's right there in 2nd, I think he is. Yes, he is. Matt Richards in 3rd, slower than the heat this morning, but look down closest to us. Duncan Scott's definitely not out of it. He's starting to charge on the outside in lane 1. And look at Dean in 4.
Yeah, Scott's going to be breathing across the pool on this returning 50, so he's going to be able to see what's going on in the centre, but Tom Dean here looking really good, really stretching out now, keeping that stroke long and working those legs hard.
50 metres to go, one length, the final of this British Championships 2023. Look at the turn in lane number 3 from Matt Richards. Richards has set the fastest time in the world on the 100 metres freestyle. Also look at the bottom of the shot here. Duncan Scott of Stirling's coming back. Look at Richards in 3. He went 47.7 on the 100s. Tom Dean's not beaten yet though in 4. Richards in 3. Dean in 4. Guy in 5. Richards is going to win it, I think. Yes, he does. 1:44.83. A massive new Welsh record and a British Championship title going to Matt Richards of Millfield. What a swim. 2 guys under 1:45. And that is utterly brilliant from Matt Richards. Wow.
Yeah, Matt Richards has just sealed a place, secured his seat on the plane. That world qualifying time was 1:45.0. So our first place finisher under that time and has booked his ticket to Japan.
What a final. 1:44.8 wins it, Matt Richards. 1:44.9 second, the Olympic champion Tom Dean. Third was James Guy. Fourth was Duncan Scott. 1:45.9. The top 4, all Olympic champions. Goodness me.
Yeah, excellent swim there. Dean in second, 44.93, is under that world consideration time, so he'll also be in contention to have a swim. Second in Great Britain at the British Champs, but Matt Richards there swam unbelievable, 1:44.83, new Welsh record, smashes that world qualifying time, and he is on the plane.
So Matt Richards, world's fastest man this year on the 100 metres freestyle. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the world fastest on the 200 as well. 1:44.8, a massive new Welsh record. And Tom Dean, the Olympic champion, second. Look at those guys, Richards, Dean, Guy, Scott, all standing up in that final. Macmillan's not slow as well. He's the 5th fastest at 1:46.79. Litchfield swam well as well, also a 1:46. I wouldn't be surprised if they at least take those top 6, because there's 2 guys that we can rest and then save the fastest guys for the final. I wonder if they'll take all 6 to the World Championships, Amy.
Yeah, really interesting. But the top 4 boys there were that gold medal winning team, and we're about to hear from Matt Richards now.
It's always my favourite race. It's the last one that happens. You guys didn't disappoint. That was amazing. First of all, Matt, congratulations, British champion, and you're on the plane to Japan. What a, right? Got to be over the moon. Great way to finish your week, punching that ticket. Pressure's off.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this week's been great. I've had PBs across the board. You know, I've got to say a massive thank you to Ryan and the guys at Millfield for that. But yeah, there's also been some lows this week. You know, I've missed out on 2 events now by less than 0.01. You know, so lots of learning. But that's what we want going into the summer.
Absolutely, and you know, the depth of talent, I mean, we've got the race on behind us here, so you guys can have a look at that, see where you were. I mean, it's really a world-class final, right? This is something we sort of see at a world's level, and we've got it here in Great Britain. It must be amazing to sort of see that, knowing that we're coming into the summer for these relays, for things like that. That's to you, Tom.
Sorry. Sorry, I just watched my finish. I was a bit long into the wall. World-class final. It was a world-class final. You know, 2 boys going 1:44. We haven't had that since Duncan and I did that at the Olympic trials. Yeah. And look, we went on to win the 4x2 at the Olympic Games with Matt, Jimmy, Duncan, and obviously Jarve in the heat. So it just bodes really well for that 4x2 in the summer again. The one last year was good, but we know we can do better. And all of a sudden, British swimming are looking like the strongest favourites for the 4x2 and the 4x1 free. So I feel like our 4x1's following the same path that 4x2 has. And hopefully we can go to Japan and be world champions.
Absolutely, you know, right? You know, it really is an important sort of thing. And we've watched this race develop over the last few years with guys like you, with Jimmy, with Duncan, etc. But there's a lot of young talent as well. That B final was quick as well. We're seeing this. This is like a hotly contested race, the 200 in Great Britain, and that's an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you said it yesterday in an interview. This event's one of those in Britain now where everybody wants to do it. Everyone wants to be on this. And that's because we've got such a strong team now. You know, and I think that's creating this depth, you know, and
iron sharpens iron at the end of the day, and when everybody's doing this well, it makes everybody push to a new level.
And you know what, as watching it, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So I love it. So thanks, guys. Congratulations, Matt Richards and Tom Dean.
Brilliant swimming there from those boys. Interesting to hear them talk about that depth in Great Britain. They were nearly 6 seconds under that relay time. So not necessarily those swimmers will swim the relay, but they've qualified Great Britain for the relay at that World Championship. So it's only getting more exciting, and that race was a brilliant way to finish the British Championships.
It really was, and it wasn't just those first two guys, it was actually the top 6. They're enormously exciting, and Matt Richards there having his photo taken for that autograph board. Well, it's been 6 wonderful days of racing here at this British Swimming Championships for 2023 at Ponds Forge. There's been some fabulous swimming, never seen so many lifetime bests swum in a swimming pool, and not least of which the gold medalist on this men's 200 metres backstroke. Can you believe that Ollie Morgan has come here, won gold on the 50 back, gold on the 100 back, and gold on this 200 backstroke?
No, it's very difficult to be able to swim the 50, the 100 and the 200 very well. And we saw him at the British Championships last year, so he wasn't a name that we've pulled just totally out of the blue, but he's improved massively on those swims. He's become very competitive. He's won now the 50, the 100 and the 200, so there's lots more potential to come from him, especially with Paris next year. It's really exciting to see.
The bronze medal on this 200 metres backstroke. He's not been very well, so he did really well to go 157.67. That's the bronze on the 200 backstroke. 157 winning bronze. That's incredible. And look who's ahead of him. Well, it was the Commonwealth champion, Brodie Williams, 157.1. And I'll read out very carefully, Amy, the hundreds. 157.18 was the silver medalist.
Yeah, I still can't believe how close that finish was. We had to double take, triple take, but it was Oliver Morgan there who comes out on top. That 0.01 made all the difference and finishes 157.17.
Couldn't have been closer, unless it was a tie, of course. 1/100th of a second. Well, the newbie, the new boy in the block, the champion of the 50, the 100 and the 200 metres backstroke, Oliver Morgan of University of Birmingham. What a talent he is. Come late to the party, hasn't he? Just 19 years of age, and this is really exciting. Another full year of development, another full year to learn how to race, and he's going 157 on this already. Let's hope he can get that 100 down to a 52.
Yeah, really exciting to see from him. One of those swimmers that, not necessarily the quickest junior, is in that middle ground, used last year to really accelerate, and this year he swam awesome and is our new British champion in 3 events.
Quite outstanding. Here's the medalist for the women's 100 metres butterfly, 58.49 from Harriet Jones. Winning the bronze medal on this women's 100 metres butterfly. Laura Stevens, well, an outstanding gold medal on the 200 metres butterfly and an automatic qualification time. One of only 4, I think, that we've had at these championships from the British swimmers, and that Tour de Fly was awesome. Silver medal on the 100, no doubt about the winner. A massive new lifetime best and a Scottish record for Kiana McInnes to win gold on the women's 100 fly.
Yeah, really nice to see Kiana there top the podium from the University of Stirling. Breaks that 58 barrier and finishes 57.97. So her and Laura are in a really good position to be part of that women's medley relay, but also that mixed medley relay as well in the summer.
Yeah, so many races at the World Championships now. It's hard to keep track of them all, isn't it? But there really are some great opportunities for Great Britain, not least of which that men's 4x2 free relay. 2 144s at the British Championship. I bet there's very, very few countries, if any, in the world who have, well, maybe 1 144, never mind 2 144s at the trials, and 6 under 147.
Yeah, and when you throw Duncan Scott on form, on his personal best into the mix, it's another 144. James Guy's been 144 in a relay, so that relay is going to be on fire this summer, and it's really, really exciting to see.
Good Jimmy. Giving it this. Come on, show us your guns, mate. Lovely guy, what a stalwart. He's been 1:45.8 at the British Championships in the 200 metres freestyle, and it's just bronze. How can you get a bronze with a 1:45.8?
Now, said he'd be on the podium, and he did me proud, and he got a bronze. Well done, James.
Absolutely. Top spot there, Amy Wilmot. Well done. Olympic champion has to be satisfied with the silver at the British Championships. I know he's going to get faster in the summer. There's another silver medal, 7 Commonwealth Games medals, the first home nation athlete of any sport to win 7 in one Commonwealth Games. And another wonderful swim for Matt Richards. It was 47.7 on the 100 free, now it's 1:44.8. Another Welsh record, and gold on the 200 free for Matt Richards of Wales.
Yeah, brilliant swim from him there. I thought he would have been a little bit disappointed with that 100 in the week, just missing out. But he's moved to Millfield earlier on in the year. He's working really hard, training well, enjoying it, and he's come out on top tonight in that 200 freestyle.
What a week. Absolutely extraordinary. I've got to say, Amy, I'm exhausted after tonight's finals. That last final, it was just a joy, wasn't it? Well, 6 days of racing we've had at these British Championships for 2023. I can't say I've ever seen so many lifetime bests all across the pool in all the finals. 4 finals in every event. We've seen loads of them.
Yeah, there's been that many we haven't been able to keep track. Swimmers time after time coming back in the finals, smashing lifetime bests, and we've had lots of different British champions this year.
We really have. Possibly the swim of the meet on the women's side, would you say the 400 medley for women? The 200 fly was pretty special as well.
Yeah, both Laura in the 200 fly and Freya in that 400 IM, getting those automatic spots on the plane for the summer, really good swims.
Freya Colbert, possibly the outstanding emerging swimmer. I don't know that the 400 medley, so 200 medley swimmer from Scotland. Help me out, my brain's just
Katie
gone to sleep.
Shanahan.
Katie Shanahan, thank you so much. I don't think she's ever been to a World Championships. Anyway, what a way to finish the last race, that men's 200 metres freestyle. Utterly brilliant, really loved it. Thank you so much, Amy. I've really enjoyed working with you.
No, I've had the best week, and it helps when the swimming's been awesome, and just really loved it and excited for the summer.
Well, thanks to the whole crew, and thanks for British Swimming for putting on such a wonderful championship. It is the end of the British Swimming Championships for 2023. It's goodbye from the whole crew and me, Andy Jameson.
And me, Amy Wilmot.
Goodbye and thank you.